tie ye bedin komo ye beto ato adwene na dwumedi ni din eye critical issue se na munimu no anopa no wotwe kopem anopa duba ko don hwere miensa ane na mutena na ya to ato adwene ahwe ne mahodoro ekoso o manimu a isusu se adwene ho ebetumi aboa na yaje wo mu a asem no form ho no mu nimdie no yaje o madwe nche no mususuye na yakeka ni nyina bom ne aso ne so se wa abe na be ya be kwan no wo abe ni wi a wo so ne so na fe insuo na ewo mu no watumi ede ya be kwan no ema na atumi ayeye nti saa na ye no ankorankora adwene na ye de aka ho nti na ye se kire wadwene na menkire madwene kabi na menso menkabi nti ada se wafide ni da na no wotena akopem se du bako bo se na medi kanka no na ye de aseda ema special esinso no special drink mesrew se enso tutoi enso bi efi baby betumi akogu pipe bi mu na afa baby akowura baby be wiase no na onom yane onom agyanan mama typhoid abapa nti so banum so a hwe nsu a ya bɔ ho ban nsu a ya ye ne yie a ya kora ne yie sɛ de be yankofa yare bia emrew eno ane special ice nsu de wo sahye mu ane de wo to mu nyina no epepepe enti line no so no twam akɔ na ya chemu mienu bottle de wo ha na sahye de wo ha sɛ de be ya obi abegya ne de pepepe sɛ na ho de sitie no a ane wo special drink nso kola ne simanimi misrew kola na wa bonte no obeka so wonum a ede enye international standard misrew a special kola de ya ye no said de wiasa mansan so sudua ye gina so ede ye kola no sapepepe ene ye de aye nti misrew so obenum kola pa de a na eye special kola ena kwa weekend ye bekwa ye bekwa ponto ye bekwa kpoje mo ne ma hodoro ebia wo no bibi na pa bibi de afra bibi mu a special cola and I'm confident myself fa fra mu na na betumi aboa ma mixture no etumi akoye na afi ne betumi ase da meka so wo ma eti ase na beti ase wo so nti ase no later beti ase ewie and afi need fufu need tabekwan me enra me di bia me deda ye need fufu de manka na me boa e de pa and need tabekwan so anu so de sima kuma bi na sane ma mienu nyina aye ready ya package ne kama so eti bombodin a so we di fufu de abekwan de a eni fufu need abekwan and afemia me this way the chocolate drink and the coffee drink this way the amount kan enim say ano ne ahoden wom sa wi aseda enti broni bi no mo no ka hore tea okan a wo moa this way de ye ne na ekọ ye ne na eba ena no pe ye bedi nkoma hodo bebre nenne no ye bekọ ne taw Dr. Makoba wa homa no so enkane na oye pani a woda ahweye a na se nkorabata a ehwe amanyosam adesua ho samso ewo KNUST ye bedi nkoma kakra de afansam ahodo ekoso ewo Chief Justice so beko so nko so beba so ma processes ayeye ni nyina ho ena afen so no ebinum kyerese ne lawyer kofa no eye Owura Godfrey Dame a ye nkane former attorney general a Chief Justice ni na ye adwuma so many years a one no akwese womnim wom hu yie pa no enye the best choice and the wise choice decision wom fa ye so obeye no se oye nsem bebre ewo ho na ye kasa kura no ankorankora bi nso akọ petition na say de nsem akokoto General Legal Council for anim se Owura Godfrey Dame so ban bi a wada na die ewo jakpa ene Owura atofo sen nsenie ni mu nsem ahodo bi ekoba nyina no ensem fata chese say agudi hu fi nti onsem fata kora say obegina se lawyer ni nti yebedi hu so sense Dr. Makoba waben ewo hu nim de pa yewura ye do ase pi ema achemo akwaba aba UTV so na no pay
mesme do mase
ye das papa no womre wada roma ye hya sem famfiri baby emedu baby a ebebeduri ebra Chief Justice nsemi esore ye no ekame ase nipa bebre kasa wo mo kan se mampani anama wotuo no emoa ebinu krakra se the judiciary is under attack and niam sama wodo bebre times omu use the bebre bisre wo processes amampani enamu e de this adwuma nyina no wo a waben ewo sa hihye mu no anye bia efumso bi ewo baabi
o medam ehu bi kra Mr. Omo kasa no so ka asema on kasa afjuru nkunye wa dwuren metros asema wo kana eye ana se enye nti omo patche se so obeye Chief Justice onye bone ana on patche nti de obeye bia na o se jawo sanity baby So say obisi wa ye bone wa report to president. Ebi abako pepo anka president will take action. But when you bedria, no also the constitution say go for council of state. No more so unfair. Also I should say I'm probably a bibi or more more. Unhwe mu no nche so odi fo. Unhwe mu na so wan unhwe a yes the bibi anyo asa. Na sam ne say. We na hawi. The Bonibia ni wa, omo wa ko Bonibia be shawa na say. Metia se kra. The president enye Bonibia ni kwan so ano nam. Na dey say constitution ema obi kwan say otime bibia. Na say sa dey no oye na French say the constitution ni kan. Wa abutin che no obiara no abetumo ntimi ko sue no so dey no court. What I say na che so wo sue constitution no. Ebi a wa dwene say bia constitution that dey baby a eye no ọmọ anjuro yi saa na apɛ sɛ ɔka ka na saa asɛm no a saa asɛm na apɛ sɛ ɔka so a ɛnyɛ time sɛ na yɛka no constitutional review ɛna mokɔka saa asɛm ɛnyɛ court a wo ne yɛakyagye wo so wayɛ biribi so ho ɛnti ntwa yie koraa ɔyɛ chief justice saa nsɛm a meka nyinaa ɔwɔ sɛ nka ɔnim dadaada nyɛme na mebɛkyerɛ no so wɔyɛ elementary afei adɛn ɔnim saa deɛ no mpo
yɛhwɛ wɔ mu a ɛde asɛm no kɔɔ court sɛ na mo amampani tuo ni nya enti yen reinstate chief justice no ama Ghana Bar Association for so ekomu meeting no omo so aka say they are instructing na say bia wo mo hye mampani say on reinstate chief justice no so say the awusi kan say me pick bibi di free mu dia na wo mo a eka sase mu no eye nimu na wo mo nimu say de omo ye no constitution no na bia omo sorry de atia ana say ebi omu nim na mo no wo mu ka bi se na be obi ba dwen se bi a na so bi be fa ne se anye hwe kra no ye ne nyina na wo adwumakuo mu nti no adwumakuo ba ko mu nti no se ye ka bi ma no
ye ka bi ma no no wo ho but anye no nko a we dey akwaya party sam so because na nadu na yi chief justice and the chief justice na sa na yi no kra no odom MPP dada so and ansem bi e wo court nsem no mu politics bi wo mu contract bi wo mu basbasa bi wo mu nipa bi mpese ba bonten so nti ko yini fi wo se sia sa sama ba nti kwan bi a be fa so a be ma na atra no o se eboa no the other thing is say political parties no they say parliament akodi NDC for overwhelming majority na president so ye NDC the court so ko ye ekoye yi chief justice fi wa na no so ko ye NDC it just say president Muhammad oba nominate to be amara by chief justice it just say me some nyina akodi one side say court room put the own to make say di one side because the time bia no o so mu di no kra mu gira mfimfin ama mi wanye sa no ye na some kra am charge ba ko afanya marking tama speaker ka say o making a ruling no e wa na afanya marking court anopo anka Supreme Court no on Mondays I want to say Mondays and so Monday no dey asem no ko okoya no pano and they control chief justice nim ema no so asem no ema o empano nipa metra say di asem no ema o mo di asem no ema the ruling by the same day let you said there be any papa let you so was taking the decision so ade o mo ye let you so no ankasa mu one de ka ho ta de koye to show about there's something wrong and no kwanu kwa be catch us there's something wrong
say ye di fru abedu ba bia ye duro yi a wo hwe a aye kwanabra we de kokos na we de afa ha na we de awura ha na we aka ne sei na saa de di mu abedu ba bia ye duro yi ena ye ka say kura na kame say chief justice na kasa so e de ensemi akodan Supreme Court koro no a say committee amampani tie ye no nipa bi wo mu osusu se wo mu nsem fata se committee no wo mu tena so bie san sam na ba bonte no uhunu ni sai
anya papa na e chief justice and onwo a committee a oche no wo awon kofo a so bia e betuma pasa ampa bi no mo mpema sam bi wo ha wo time for reasons no bra so say ni sa nipa bi won to me mam justice say ni now they won't cause in there and now kakosa now who say accuse you be say the do kokota and now we are accused now decide say they will do what some obi anu wo to me so is adem well we are accused now what decide say we move forward now come on make am way na kanwano nti na so ma okane nyina enkoye na wo hwɛ ni nyina bo say there's one underlining thing I say in some sense asa even can say holding on by a straw because adivia bit ma defend you via home via what I saw by enkoye enti da me na so ye ni na say I say or to you can't say throw everything at the case and except the kitchen sink. Now the kitchen sink no go the account. To ana bia can see we go pile between mana and no anas masa. So and to cause holding over strong sanity. When you start then how they call it but would back anyway. Just in case you say a be an BDS. So now yes, I shall now discredit to whom. Who discredit you because your mom was one shot some see a judge so sub woman young quatiafo now the other can be a more do it. Now yes, I just say Sebi, some who now whatever. Eventually that is what is going to appear it's some who can out there. It is a BBS you need BBR out of the country, you when you be an article. So well, what are you accusing of? When I be called to catch a court and say, they pay public hearing. Said it. That is Nimrao. Who's now your chief justice? At the end of Nimrao, such as say, done someone you need in public, you didn't in private, in camera. Now, who can't answer? Now, Nimrao said that you can't, Dana. Mentia cry. So, a quite, you know, or good one must say. So, well, I saw Nimadi in the panel. When I can say, what?
And just to say, one more can say, and TJ and resign or one more agony.
Oh, many of my agony, because the beer could do. They are be your floor. The beer drew a dear. Really a be your floor. The beer is some not better than 1%, a beba. But the beer doing it, there's no point. The point of no return. And in things that over endure further embarrassment, is I not trust them. So if you crowd no more says, okay, may resign, then person will become a some public. I'm not playing. I saw me a kind of public, but want to make the TV. I said, I'll be say it's here. So because crime woman, I know they have a responsibility. So I'm follow that crime now. Will make him.
Yeah, sure. When they make me say what in front of what you can say what you can hear say. Over go for that can say be say one more a year and the full 1 more year title or man sorry and kasa. And Osan can say Ekame say asamu ya ye kan no adane amanyosem NDC for adane no amanyosem na aban no menka ne sada na amanyosem esan say lawyer for a etwitwa ade age petitioners no owura chachuchi katanom owura atade sorry nom ene voma wo nom no safo nyina ye known NDC for enu nti no ya bade na aban na yade no partisan uhunu ne saa jo kan no sa ne so kan no
and you know, Grandma Pacho William Pacho P. Where a so common sense. Say, Abani NDC Abaya. Do you expect to have MPP lawyers now? Be diatom. No diatom. Abani MPP Abaya. Now, for MPP lawyers, they defend the Abana, also MPP Fongwa, offer NDC Fongwa. And that's and you just say, 7 years and him cry. And then you know, say, why are you desperate? So, because as I walk, one can say, also to me, you are one, they had NDC Abano, and they are lawyers, officers, CVP lawyers. And they are some makes no sense. It is just say, and someone can't pass. Now we are saying, now discredit to whom MPP lawyers, and then one of them, or damn yet discredit to in fact, they cannot create him, say, you crew your papa, and your product couldn't say, so it's a product. So that me want to be Kokoto. Okay, a ban yet disband from practicing law in this country. Who are we attorney general? I was uphold standards. Who mom now coach witnesses? What I say? Who now defending chief justice against the evidence when you cry you young kind of will become handsome. There be evidence you cocaine now with the business the way they are about to come handsome. We saying yes and it's aha it's in no, what the young car cross Menka. Menkas and the banner was there in the prayer and saying in the prayer. So, it's the idea of they are discredited themselves. I saw my desperate. So, it's the Ombenia Bia and Omdiama. video here by say judges be a restaurant for what? It was not about the Chief Justice. It was not about that case it was about no cry. Just some video be now they have from the BB woman will be here because you BB some no. You would be touching.
I been mo kasa sadia nsam kwai dia wode ba mu sisi akure na nanka me ba so awa wode abai se sa video na e ba bonten no okwan fa so ba na ya kwan pa fa so de ba na fe no chikura no eya ma se da kan no eya ma desperation bi eya abam se ne a ebinom besusu no no enti no onipo tu sa na mo no nanka nso tu obeso be kasa eye bibi na aba na wa intercept video bi enti ono so fo se o share ebetumi aboa ama obi anso de nadwene akokofa be se anye bia asem ayakoi se ni akwakọ duru sen se be bia yekoni enti anka onye mfumso bia eno so hu ne sen
well eno ho but answer na we a lawyer we obi a oye o kanzem keke lawyer bia ya investigator so at least what you know say na wo say na dey na wo hwe no wo hwe mu no ibi wo mu a ekire se na ekoso ana question also will be someone. Then you say, so be the body Ira, no copa clama be no con baby, man. Na clama anybody and I'm here. And you're related. What I say. And you are just trying to waste. You want to bring some evidence. I need bearing beer on the case. And you're no correct. And you say, when crying, who crap so who is single for? Who percent or send of adjourning? Who percent for 1 night before? So, then are you? Now, where yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. That will be able to go for the son of it. When you ask him, Fabia can't say, one so, no, Bishop say, and as I say, no, a banner SEC MP before no, the investigations now those. Missy, oh, I'm Pacho. What was our banner or investigate the MP NDC Buana, that's a CP before. See, baby, a teacher of Buano, a one who Jano. No more was it can be a Cassius Iran. Why be only a caution? Why hope near caution? And yes, me. Go say, Mungoja Kayatia, I want a Kaniawo. The Kania was stadium, I want a official stadium one official, no Kayatia. Unless there were evidence there, your father cookie is Kayatia there, and you have a caution. And someone can can't, not a chili. So the training will you want, yes, and
into who is your way chanting be
there be. This is what the government is supposed to do. Now, a government investigate MPP. Now, one of you investigate CBV. And they are saying, why be an officer going on also investigate MPP Kakra, no, I investigate NDC so Kakra. Now, patches, and the Bama Huato. There be any answer, yes, and you will come on to one thing is MPP for no. Almost shady. So the fact that will be your party member, no, and Chesa buys why you're Bonia or so cotanity. There be and Chesa. She has some no bano cani. Now say a no crap. Ya no one quite not. You know, quiet bonin. And I never be in a catch on so could be bonin. So now, a binding mum or railroad hino. Now on man of crime and canasum, and the automatic. Opportunity as understand. And two but it's a party Nibia Quaya Baswaza. Want to send a party member, but India, I won't maybe you distance yourself from the truth. And someone buy no cannon, so one cannot say you grow mudia. Then cost support to know just all the Wako Kahon until you distance yourself. Yeah, no matter what, I also did it because of a party member. Party member is on your money. And some no. And in some can and check and you put to here, I may catch your commander here. It's young of focus a more flame. Radio station for no. Hey, she be cat a more flame.
Are they?
Make some, maybe I make some, no question I make on. Make us on 1 person mutinity of men friend. No crap, I make us.
Yes, I am fro.
There be Dr. Bad offering of big trouble. And so I saw make a sense. Me am in one phone a big cassa. And then I'm going to say the same. Now, oh, tear. And to come once and officer, or more, put on pay some time, I will lose you, and national losing some Unquan of any net. yɛnka nokorɛ na woyɛ political party member ɛnkyɛ sɛ the party no bɛyɛ biara na wogyina n'akyi wo daa bi nyɛ saa na ɛyɛ no adeɛ no yɛyɛ deɛ aborɔfo na de baeɛ sɛdeɛ ɔmo si yɛ nini na yɛnyɛ agye na yɛn nso ayɛ deɛ yɛpɛ sɛ kyinkyini a deɛ bɛsi biara na wogyina akyi na mpa kyɛw oyi no koraa no nyɛ akasakasa ɛduru bi koraa tumi gya no afei yɛde na political party yɛayɛ ne sɛ wonya kɔwura mu a na ɛkyɛ sɛ waka mu adɛn
nti wagya MPP
oh me jano no kra me kana me nye letter na bibisa but today me so ka say me say MPP me nkojo me membe because omuni ye no na me kra nko so ho asem no enti me to me ye kra nyi
o kwate party fofora na
o ma wakasa ye guso ye ho adwuma kakra ka ye guso early yet na nke bi amu bete ho asem
enti akwabasa bia na MPP mpanyifo to safro so Dr. Makoba ye no what the party esia che isanse mu bi no be buru mfia duonini a ye ti wudini no woda so awo mu a bodwuma abepem na bijama ne nka na asubwe mra fie a enye no ano no
anka ne kwan so an no mu po mu ntimi ka asam a wo kan sisi asam kakre a wo kan yo because omu nim say asam a wo kan omu nyesa there has never been a time MPP form penifo on my friend say Brandon Kasana ade say no so want to meet your office or no chairman to no ni na you no open way so that want to meet no for company so da wo be kwa akosu your friend say your national phone sa no mu na and the two come say most minimum amakuto for onyan baby pako minimum say menini mienu was friend minia uko and uko south and then means me ko east we have yeah na ekoyo nyeso obi na be ka che se nko ebi ya de sika ne ahode na ya abo party because ya do party no and this an no the party for no obi a pesika and to one man is kat ya onko kra mo mi sastika mo mi sano oba me fi ha monsieur san ni asna makaja se mesro nyafi ya ne kakrakra de betuma ye bia o de yeko kakrakra sa ene de wini so e woni wie de me ka sam na se anya sam mo petia pesa a on pesa oh asani eno obi pote ya party ne peni wie ni ntimi nyama se me nye peni fine this is kanona obi a bebi asika no no ho no obi apeso oko
Dr. Makoba no pay ye beda se na ansa Agya Kwabena no party no ye kwati constitution committee bi obi fuma koku committee so mo hwehwe ni nti omudi nkugu no ama ehun sama omode report aba Dr. Bawumia so kwa ebo apro pachew said ye see no munyama ne kan nyama tetete sa na moto mienu yi no ugiri se enya de betumi aboma party na sanso gyan na so biu
oh anka ye pa especially o pachew no na chopa no se party na LD nkugu a nye ba ko fo ne ko pachew penifo ni na party ni na ko pachew so na omo ye no kurenim na omo ye ne sa anka be good na we de nya no question na dey omo start omo ko thank you God to na na mo ko to ba well uzu also be da wase o do ase so anto ama wa na se afi be ti ase asesa afi de edwatwa e dey asem ni we say because omo yes thank you to no na ba umiankwa na e thank you no let's just say in the way no or campaign for himself and the antenna can Japan so or jai yes sir let's just say division na wo no e so ade na ma ye na wo samo ye na muka na muhwe ye na mo protein kambo mu ba na africa na ye and the assembly because nya no kure na bode ye ade no nya no kure ukase ni ade na BC so etu mu de bekosa asumdwe ma party mu da the misro yesa me time party no mo be bia edro no de no krenim be kra ndimi no enya adwa ntimi kra ntimi mo ti chapa kra ntimi
all right Dr. Makoba na no pe beda sipa ne wo mre beda si bebre jo Dr. Makoba enkane penia na oda political science department ano o KNUST na endi nkomo peni ye penia MPP ama yokuna na wo mu ɛna no akyi ɔse ne ma ba ko menu biasa bi kɔ so ama ne kra ɛne nyi nti wo twene ho party no nyina akɔ no bi nti enkoma yedie no yate ne nyina nti na no pay ɛda na se na make house ma badwafo beba aba ebinum aba ebɛhya se de nkoma nche bia na mo no anope ba mfasa ho kwan yi na memfa ma vice president obefu jena na opokwa jeman yema no akwa aba yema na firimu yema ne tiri nkwa na womo a mami yareda ho ebo no uto no waba emekai uko social media na emobo pa ewura bi oba ose ni social media nemu ye Obama tiwa ni nsamo ka ne bebre ufrantoma tuntum aboduku tuntum se ono betumi akasi ne bu pain se obefu je na no pokwa jeman waka nchi ne egu onye ono nkwa yen santrofo ebinum e kan sama do bebre she is back entino back to sender ebaba mu ana that's it ye twa ho ne yemra ye ba ye bedi nkomom Ewie ye kwaya ya ba da mase se ye kwoto nkra no mun twen yen na mun mu this way e hit body no ena no pe ma mfa sa ho kwan na me fa ngwehye Juliana Koi ene ne baba emefa day mensa omo ofanko 7 days na enra eye enane oba awoda enti me mamuntiri nkwa minum sembe party mu ye party amba freme mu ye freme so a me so me ba pa enti anopai Julie woni emefa ma mu nyina ntiri nkwa mu ntiri nkwa pa ba me fa sa ho kwan so na Sitake hotel okumase pani oda no anase adwumawura ono so ne papa da fam enti ene na wotwe ene kokopa ne korabre enti anti Sitake me de sana me frɛ no bebi a obia no me ma ohedin papa me ma ohedin na enra ma na yie na me de awerɛho ena ɛdaaye me kan awerɛho a I mean say me de awerɛho pa na ɛdaaye enra na dwo nso to wa hanti owman na mpie se fie din enam koso me data e ko hwe ya owura Charles Boache a odom gensia mo aku okumase asend me message say mia menua penny eye Mr. Frank Aristo Kwadwo aheto a oka gensia mo aku no yesie na memi da bene na wotwe we hopa owura heto eyo onipa ba kwa mbo kumase no mama ne gigese mwako no na asam na eme ya papa biko kumase abiribia bebi amekobia no gigese mwa clap house wo enti we die na mfasa ho kwan na gigese mwako manyina owura Charles Boache chama wife ena fi mejo poku mejo cheini mejo dabonum ena Dr. Poku adu se Dr. Nkobia nom ene gigese mwako ni nyina ema mu nyina hyeden papa na almighty concern for so eye de ya ye dia nti yakopon ya domo a ye bebeta mo achi ne deja owura heto deja no kwan kura na asam no mobo emrante na wo fi ha no se medi o machi a won se me ye din sisi ya na mo kasa gu masum mun kala anopai me da wase pa woni obi mpe dia muka nyina no matini nyina na mo de mon koso a na munye de moye na na no pay babija fo abeka mensa wo fie ha mi no bedi komo no wo mu nyina aye krado enti anche bia medal madi na fe ya hyase na ye de nkomo menua gloves akora net de nga no pay owura gloves amekana semi menua kwapim ni de se kronkron na jada fam his Anna Robert Ejejan retired nanka enkanen na dinga what the friend ba for ya wajei no ye jas wahene ewo amano krum ono nukura no ye judge ni otimuafo na wono so akwakura nti onyankopon yadom a memene da ebai eno no so ye beja no kwan ewo amano krum enti gloves bebi a obia no anopai me ma hyeden bere no so a se na wonimu no onua ye de odo bobo dom na ye de ja papa kwan fe na ye hu se de be na fa enti na anopai me fa san kwan na me fa me na mabedwafo adi na fe ye hyase na yeni enkomo na wo mo na etoato aso yi aha me ba me bia ma bo bia din bibi ofire ebra ye wo no ene ayi school okoye me kan no ma start sere wo nyina start sere na ma me hwe ana ma me ye ne za
o me dem ko school papa
school be na koye
o da chimo
o kwa chimo secondary school nti ene school papa Ghana nyina school papa ni achimota
bia no be yaju
Obia so obia ne be yadwen true of us
so that drink chire no de ba
onu se obia ne se
that drink chire no de ba intend school ban ye chire ABC bia yes ni chire ase
school papa na say je na unti ase
no Achimota is school papa it doesn't mean say a school papa nko a we ase na we Ghana there are so many other good schools
dance
school you defend the school schools ni na so for mo kwa the school
Achimota School.
na okay oh yeah sure
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm free Achimota Secondary School.
you're from there
Achimota School.
Achimota School nti mo school
Yes, yes.
o ma ka ni nyina
Many other names, but Achimota School there.
yo utrinkwa that's papa na no ɛna no pay abedwafo be come nsa me benkum so achiri pɛ no ɛyɛ divine enkroma yɛka divine enkroma ukɔ PPP amayuku no mu a ɔno ɛna ɔyɛ director of operations ɛdema PPP amayuku no nti divine ɛwɔ me nkyɛn ɛwɔ ha ɛna afei dia ɔto aso ɛyɛ no nyamfo ɔno ne din no brɔfo din kwa na minimu a obu say English de mu nko a ma mehwe because say dem producer say ne ma me say sa pepe de a o tena nkoma nkonya asem ma mehwe ebi eni ha hey prince one farmer ana Randy so one farmer on so the divine if you have phone call am ye ma mehwe oh edi you me pese me amebo me pese obo o chena kwa ka se na Agya Kwabena eye na eye den na eye den okay okay me twa tie wa honorable David TD Von D ono na yetwifo atimokwa emna se bedwani na ono oginamu edema NDC amayuku no na fe de oso okosu school papa che school bia Ghana ha no your friend Bernard Owiredu or lawyer name oka MPP communication team no ye hwe kwan se dua kwanta de hye ya so mpa so ba kan ho na fe ya hye se na ye de komo school papa ewura akwaba bibi aboko
na also asa wontu min kama bia wo school
me nko bi
oh ya me ne hine
me ka kwara ba say me school de na papa
Ede ko mama wasem. Dem buye kasaye.
Omon kasaye.
Dem buye kasaye.
For no.
Presek for kasaye. O ze tie di. O za wi ba kasa. O ka nyina ba di na me hwe no.
Mo de nyanum ketwa.
Yo. Honorable.
Papa.
O ma ka mo de awi o.
Nkola de se ja. School ma ko school we na ja no mo de.
O mi hunu na.
Ntene. Enya wo mu no mo nkeke bi.
Ko ma sabana. Ya da se papa ai infantry for some kan kire wo say. De o kan nyina no. Eye kwa. Eye tonturu na bom kun. So mo se men kan kire. Eno ano no. Ka bi afa for you. Enti na no pay abujafo be ka me se be hye ne adi nkoma ne sa. Na ya hwe na mo hye no so se enne na GPRTU ana sa shanka ku ahodo ni nyina ese wo mo te lorry fare so 15%. Aho mo chemu dunum 15% wo mo te so. Enti brepam ye di nkoma na ya na musifo wo omamu ni nyina mu no ya to mapete ye nya omo a na ya hwe sa so drivers di sam na no so say 50% fares no wo mo te so no wo mo e de ye adwuma na bibi e be hwe na no pe so ya kan wasem sanse aye asem hia pa na ye di eno ho enkomo nti na no pay mama makwa be na me nhya se ye ne Dr. Makuba di nkomo kakra ema o kansema odro bi efa mo party ni bebia party no wo ne bebia edro ni anamo amutu ni se de odi ya wo party ni mu na party ne twa na bo ne ne ma ho de tete sa ni nti no enya de a utie nkomo no mama be 3-4 minutes na for adwin chaba na fie nkomo
Agya Kwabena me da se mechia ohwefo na mama machi na me de nchia sonkokora akoma me ma me bi ode CCI asamafo dodo na ni se refer ni CCB kind Agya Kwabena ma mi ni pampempem ene nya ni nsemmwa ene adom ti anope CCI be kind asamanka se ya chiao e bompa ese nyameme wa hoden na nyinche Agya Kwabena
yes sir
enioma ba ko mienu miensen bia ya papa amuakomba mejidi se one can year
okay
and I see correct o kan say CJ eye mami Gertrude Araba eye MPP member Agya Kwabena me MPP ni
yeah
me a cardbearer member of the MPP mami onye a member
sir
onye a member and she has never been our member or you an independent person ne jumedie any modern bar or year as a judge, while rising to become Chief Justice. and it was based on the merits. And yeah, BBA say political affiliation. Me started here lawyer Jimmy. I mean no high court. Me call name bebre. Lawyer Bia be catch you say, yeah, my Chief Justice war high court no. Na okan judges are omejuma esweni. Enumu na promotion by na nyame nso ye animwa na omampani Akufo-Addo edin ye Chief Justice. Onye MPP member. Nti Dr. Mwakoba sansen kan ne de unya akwanya biom a twesan efise maame no nye MPP ni. Ena ne etoso biom. Ase ha no se maame no ekun amaniti. Agya Kwabena bia ni ho okosa ati bia mo mpriniti. Se maame no ede nsem yakọ court eni ade. Nti kontena ho saa. Na yembo no sambra ni so. Yen nyina nim se o se ebedi ho nkomo nti me de no me nka sem bebre. Yen nyina nim se ankomo ya ekokoso. Ubisa lawyer for me no a obi adwenche ye different. Enti ono efa ne ho no so kaso de kokota. Untumi nka sansem akafa ne ho no. Ena biom nso the choice of lawyer eye maame no right. Se wakofa gofredame so be fa me kwame radio ameti ha so be fa me nua sompa no. Any choice. Obi akokota ode ne nsem to nsenie so a ena obi hu se wo asumesi we na me de ne ko a ebeboa me. Enti you cannot fault ye maame say wako court. You cannot also fault ye maame say wako fa gofredame as a lawyer. Any right. Enti yera. Ena ne se nkan bi ho a utimi hu se party no ogusu do party no. If it's can say simple party ni can send ya wo kan ye na obeba. Enti metwi party mpenifo nso adwen gina so say ya de dodo ena ya amanyosem. Papa yo kan ye ho ache. Ni ka se munu nyina ache say nyoma ba ko mienu bi ena mi so susu say enkoyie enti na position what taking but encourage e betimi ni papa ya kasa enti doctor enche call na wo twen no ebeba eba nso a ti yan so pem na brafie bebia ne ha ye ka party a edwen Ghana fo ho party a Ghana fo yie die edo mabamu dia na nka ye wa wo die MPP enti enei se nyoma ba ko bienu enkoyi a se ne ono akan no se aware mu mpo ensem tumi ba ekopem divorce na minim krofo bi nso a o ma eja aware ne ntwempena for divorce de enso ogusu ne maame no enti doc unkoye undu echirisa enti yebeba ni asana atwa ba enti kakra meka afọ doctor de no
me da se papa o se enka echinti ya na sambra na ya osompa aye lawyer ni ya osompa aye dua kwanta de hye ya osompa enche okudi hene odua ya kwanta enti obia anya krado be so am ya kwaba ndieza bibia boko adum na bia enti ya obeka me say the name say team no asset bibia asset dada na what the mama friend chomasa because National Identification Authority for office work the war tiashi o se na di pe koguo bebre bananse me ko be tu se me ko obi ani ho bi o obi o hint bi
I'm sure say aban dada no ebo aju Ghana ni bia hint na me ma Ghana ni bia na ese ni saka the card ni saka ye
aban dada
ye MPP aban ye twemu se na anu ya na ye ko enti enei se ukọ na hu line tetentia na se o abaso bodie bia aban dada twemu MPP aban ene so because ni oba na say no bosumi miensa kro ni enti untumi nkase ono ye enti eno anu mi so bia
you remember Mati Osman mi so bi remember mi so enti mi ni ti asa o se aba onu kwa no akasa sa
mi so
bia ya me ngon cause nipa de go I think be some few weeks am call ho no nipa ho pa but all of a sudden nipa ba ko kura ni ho aye baby aye Ghana card no hia wo no enti we de pani no down no say bibi wo ho ma yehu na ye hwe se etisan na ko se ya me ko hu wo no manage pa ko so ko na nipa gugu bebre bi kwa no pa akopma na jo I mean sometimes no enye eye boa divine ye ne Dr. Makuba di nkomo tie kakra mame emra wo so na ye mfa CJ nsemi
lawyers for no
lawyer for no
lawyer for no na party for no mo ye petition dey kan we ya wo bisa mi ya Agya Kwabena
Dr.
legal brain is for her.
Me say Dr. Makuba some more kind. And you are be kakra bi kafa.
No, dey koso.
Men koso.
Me some dey.
Let it pass.
All right. Ya hwe sa CJ nsemi. Me de bia me tena dwuma dey so me ka say. Anka we nya asem. Anka say that asem. sɛ ye wo fie ha yi ye fa ne sɛ bia isusu sɛ ma ye bibi ade na ma ye no adwuma wura no adwuma panyifo mu sɛ bia ade na ye ka fa me ho ne bia siso mu hwehwem nteja tena nkyɛn na ye hwehwem ye hwehwem wie na sɛ me di fo a na ya atwema so sɛ me ni fo a kɔto wadwuma so enti we no ankese sɛ ye asɛm sɛ ye ho sɛ ade nti na me ye madwuma na bibi sɛ nti mo nso mo kɔtena nkyɛn ana edu ba bia ye duru so far ni akwa ba nyina na ye di kan de ho nkomo fia dada you see the abeduru ni sɛ chief justice na kasa so petition supreme court sɛ nipa mensa bi omo susu sɛ mienu sɛ omo susu sɛ omo nsɛm fata sɛ omo tena nsɛm no so ɛna owura gofre damen so ono so kan sɛ modu bebre de afa ho sɛ ɛkame sɛ atitiriw ɛwɔ ɔman no mu no ɛnkasa atitiriw wɔ ɔman no mu no ɛnkasa nyama ho de tesa diva mama ɔsɛ na du dem che wadwen kyerɛ sase mu
yo me da se Agya Kwabena ma de di kan ma me chia ahwefo
amoje so
na me mbo wo ne o production team nso aba so ene djuma so mo amodi na me chia abadwafo nso a ehye mu ha se na me chia me kromofo mo so mo hwe
okay
awutu senior west for ahemfo na o me chia mo nyina okọ bodwase bontrase awutu breku senior ani ni potem of anko nyina omo nyina se ya omo mo shout out
meba mo suru meba
ntino meba me catch row unim about CJ in some way 10 minutes crowd the doors mami e bono tofa na unim in some way nyina e bobo ba e ko nyina no addition e wo mu no eno na esi nyina na ye di tu ye hofo na me the answer na me call into the details na me cancel no. There are 4 truths in life or about life. I think say as every leader piano, I say guide your actions. So will the power kakra. Sa no kreno, unamwa, fabo bra. Didi kind, and say
sa no kwena say chira okwan.
I say chira okwan. Didi kind, no condition is permanent.
From Tihoda.
2, tables do 10.
Emre nane.
3, death is the ultimate equalizer.
Who to me might be to try.
Ibiato, itcha. And the last one, tables to 10.
Can the second one?
I can the second one. Okay, so the first one, tables do 10. No condition is permanent. And
Death is the ultimate.
Death is the ultimate equalizer and silencer. And I believe that in a lesson at the Mayina, and no condition is permanent. Time changes also. When you na make when you na no ye, and someone about between Tremunina, Yenino, ye bubu one ye counsel. When him say, so far, baby, Madame Tokonu, Chief Justice, I have suspended in some Nababidun. And there may be a baba. Aya wo ho no mu ana wo question say nti we mu pa no mu ye judge si we mu na ya ekotena mo animu a aya o mu di yasem because ohwemu some of the arguments o making na ohunu wo mra mu ba bia akwai emotional theatrics like mu personal feelings bia wo na ise mra no ye fanto enchen na se ne o pese yen kan sam no yen kan san afa mo one rita chief justice ne lawyers for ni onu ankasa mo file ye no and some ba ku mienu bi omu a ye highlight ya mi tumi hu ni ti en san so hu ni nine de di kan Madam Tokonu SC 2 members of the committee Justice Puamai and Adibu Esiedu Ojidi say because of the experiences with them Ojidi say ombe bias nti no be ya kom omo rekisu omo ho ewo dwumadi e dia sha omo nsam na no na me bisa say maame tokonu da ben pa na coming to this realization say eto da bi ni ye di asem a ebi wo na so obi wo mu ebe hia say sa ni pa kro no nka on tena nchen me say aba e de bo techi no ye de bebo ba na sa agro no ye nkan di wachi a ukwa na wo bo hu shiri say eye de wo be kai case ba ko a tadio sorry na odi anim about vacant seat bagbin e declare na say
parliament
parliament okay say one of the justices I friend Gawu or your MPP former chairman a parliamentary candidate whole central whole west that just draw the attention of the bench. He said no madam tokonu sa papa we our political inclination as affiliation to our interest was na ye can take ya based on the track record in the past no ye manu nji na ho me kakra wa asem we hu na what as madam tokonu ga je no osi don't go there osi sa asem no kra de men camp man faba sum kra me personality and this same woman aba betina honom ka kire yen say onu de obi wo we nu so a onu ni nya adwen again asem akwa amame tokonu ka kire yen ni say sa asem we ya babedi obepe say ye be man public hearing
you TV so
definitely
I see baby amity I have no qualms or issues with say obe call for public hearing say yen yi no bi anhwe but onuaka say no matter how many noises you make
the law is
the law is the law sasem way or ka we no any constitutional anchor it's not hinged on any law bia na obetimi aka say sa law we die eno na ebegina hwe oko article 146 amemnye lawyer at least law no constitution omukite ye to traffic mu so obia sani assemblity no obia to be kind
and ye chro brofu
or see
huna ye kwa
all proceedings shall be held in camera now in camera no kwa no omo italize no to create emphasis I don't necessarily say that say a non-negotiable a order a specific order any other say this is how the thing should go minimum how the frame is no
the wedding is not made
the wedding is not made
it's shall
now when you share proposal madam tokonu ehwehwe no I think say the woman excuse my French she's why stressed out and then say why confused kakra and I think say the proposal we na no the right forum is or the constitutional review commission committee na ya setting for constitutional review no e hopa na nkebe hia onfa na assembly mu enfa kobat as we sit here sam re na yes sa no a yen ota ya yen amendi ye no de edi ye adwuma no se sa na ye kodi amra no eno an ye be yusu no say e see in camera now imagine say you have somebody like that or ye judge don't you all of these things there is the man is shocking me cry say madam tokonu for somebody like her to even agree say birth certificate is not enough to prove your identity as Ghanaian crown Emma Samuel Munze no mami we no Amrano no Ghana this is the Ghana we have now unim sasem we so share the conduct of a friend is papa we Godfred Dami I think say for the optics nanka beye say nanka Godfred Dami onfa no asem we kra no ke say osi che because unim ade we na ya politicizing no issues no be edu na say ya no politics MPP akọ demonstration as if Chief Justice
it was all political parties no
Agya
Kwabena correction you also make all political parties
your party member
all political parties
PMP ka ho
yes
any other political parties ka ho no yes sir
engineered by who
oma politicizing asem no enyina emanda etie ya no MPP NDC once MPP for nankasa kase lawyers are omudi petitioners you know NDC lawyers but they don't want us to say madam no so nkrofo edi na chi ne lawyers for a mo ne bombo na chi dom no anso MPP for why hwe madam toko no me case we unzai or say or injuncte or injuncte say na be ya committee no kra no almost sitting no kra no members so on why lucky kra say yeah expeditive process no na e cost jojo me say come we other table no na come obi bi anka by this time e case the be 2029 on one case watch president what kind case between NDC and other political parties the electoral commission over over registration exercise
yes.
Mami wey she wasn't even there no ni Ghana mpo osemo ntwen me ba oba ye no date of sanso ko share ye no o share date ni we registration exercise no kra no ye wie ni ye wie registration exercise no Agya Kwabena mami wey won't ha say ministry committee no they should go ahead no mo fi obia they should do their work they apu sabi she say 11 this big issue na was Supreme Court ye can want them gidi they went ahead to implement levy. They didn't care about say case be or court injunction whatever now mo on say asem me kai no as it was in the morning so shall it be in the evening na there no we are for sa no ahwe wo de boni amudi enro bi no on say ababe tetare omukomu asisi ano ye di omubonu ni bi kakra no emra ni pon sisa yo the same lawyer emra na sisa the same emra no ukoti na wo yusu a omu pese omu sisa no ba izi oman we ma ewe isi no me say me MPP ni me obi a me advocate for omu party no ka dem be tactics be onu mu a nka be sisa no because on say sometimes no say one kasa o come to self-realization say no adebi wo no mu enkoyi no atwentwen so but dem ye still no ade na dem ko 38 na Ghana for bufu ya
42
okay whatever emo munya this abysmal performance we no still no omu jinamu emu sisa tactics no sa buga me time amani fi na me wasa mangese me go school me kai kufo no more campaign enyum ya na MPP for bo na na sa nyum me papa de na me tia na atemo ka to aso na me be ka no o say kufo nyum yo mbo say the man with the vision to say Ghana the man with the vision kufuo je kufuo
na nchebo
it e do baby no say me wo school a na papa ka kire me say won se ni ankofo no mo titi so no ma ben no me pese won net so sana no ka kire miti MPP da e ka say intellectuals are being for nyasafuo hey enough caliber of people on party ni mo anyonyam wo mo no sisi a mo dia to gata mo ya fu sisi o ma say anyonyam no because some of the things won mo a omo ya you ask yourself say to what end sabi you common sense crabbe say no ask for this one there am nko ho yen ka ho asem because asem we ya mama we etwi say no mo problem in the beginning na mama no ka say ye man kwan no responding to the petition now or responding our pray no say see say okwakohia even committee no say amendment bi o man na say wo any issue be different from your body call ya or can say because that's a proper interview na kasa no afasa wo kwa kuhia
committee
hearing na kasa afasa wo kwa koye na me dey see asem we see kra no only say on one hand mami no see the entire committee hearing no kra no should be a stop like yenjai and then on another breath or sound to see in the public hearing. Wow, see in the public hearing. I had I didn't know sounds in the public hearing way. See, my man was stressed out. I think say on one can pull breaks.
Would you say Ebia? So no Ebia, a 1 more 824 ne or one who said some of the 4 crown we saw and a bit to me about the 4 crown we saw and a bit to me about and so I'm some more use that, sir, you know, at the Aboa said the bear no so no. obetumi eni atwetwa de ho.
Only see she has shot herself in the foot. I don't see one senior or why too boisterous the posture now or they engaging. I don't think say or no crown say you're calling no back crown the colleagues in microphone now or call them out more or between no mania any decent working relationship. And now you see I to say or no baby are all headed towards now it's a point of no return. Or no one say because so winning pass some of the things one more winning pass say you want to come back and why would you want to call for public hearing?
Why not?
Question.
No, that's a very good call.
A question will be sent to me. I'm
a very good call.
I'm from Mr. Say, Unia, asami ya kan wa asama aka ba baby a bedru nie. Yan fan fe be owura Godfrey da me kan say etitu o man no mu enkasa.
No correct.
Who is there etitu for no kan wa sa won he for? 2 or say
Agya Kwabena pacho na ka milande na we ya na so
na
ka because good people good people should speak now na ka maybe end na. On say good people should or say good people should rise
and speak.
Say Godfrey damity way pass you see good people pass some be honest na some be rise ya talk here. His license
should be revoked
to even practice as a
lawyer practitioner.
He wouldn't be in good stand. Only crack a general license because if we speak about the misdeed, the misconduct as an attorney general and minister of justice and an Akufo-Addo, to the extent to say even you admit it, our recording or court to us evidence or case or catch Jakpa say o chen ko baba so a obedin tro obeye niama asesa niama sa papa we say they rise in kasa and you see when they were gagging people omo gagging Ghana for omo rem na yemen kasa it's a good people ni na ye dey show omo come asem
afa na ye dey good people one of good people
divine good people of Ghana Indiniye so ka say good people for income sembo
who are the thing na be say who are the good people okay wasem no and osan kan so say NDC the government no politicize the issue.
Yes.
And see at the end of Gina so they can politicize the issue. 2, is it because nipa obo omudin no omo ye renowned lawyers how mo Ghana ha obi ti say Tadio sorry me nim say they can say Chief Justice any
onye member
okra
oni card onye member
Tadio sorry bet me ka so NDC card be remember.
Sometimes circumstances beat me put you in a certain category.
And you know, so obi so wetin I say Chief Justice so sign it here.
And they won't me.
All right. And I hear for and obi ti say vomawo me no so CPP ni.
By just mouth but by deeds and action.
It is say no abana ye sir a lawyer for nti no asam na kokoye politicized. Na owura grofadam ye MPP no ye MPP.
Owura grofadam or MPP.
Okay. That fit be you.
Okay. Yera. Maminyi enyoma ba ko mi no bia.
Me ya no the cost can was say about time.
Lawyer Bekacho said there's a saying in law say justice must not just be done, but it must be seen to be done. Metying with Yamami Ketchut position I was taking. See, a cast I'm interested in tree kakra. Say, attending any pepe. And yes, sir, ye gidi say a sea. By Bibia, my who say, attending in a siampa. Na pepe siampa. Mechin Ghana for doing Ejina Nemabiso. Obekaya. Assembly can call court. Yes, suspend the Chief Justice. When they acting, you're about for Bonnie Meboa. Okay. On the acting Chief Justice. And the Chief Justice Robia on no play. In the first hearing in court, and a lawyer can say, oh, you're Emrama who quite dear. Say we are acting Chief Justice no. Chief Justice in sense, you know, what's not so dear. Now, so why wouldn't you prefer say you're Obian who be benefited Chief Justice suspension apart from you. Because my meaning who acted. Pacho tell me Ghana from Pacho muntie me pa. Any yes say oru abafo boni otina so enye yi because maami ni ho nti na wo acte enti nyoma bia beye ensure say maami ni ho asem Agya Kwabena kenya sempa
say owo ho no a osi na nan
no oni ho a enti no yade na sem ba ensesa otina so bi.
What is the position of
please,
the
let me Agya Kwabena me pacho
ona bu pacho mane nkasa
me can say atentine ne no enye say esi keke o ese nyoma nyina da di pefe say atentine ne aiden esi and a lawyer for catch you say you raba for body maami semi ye dan Supreme Court otina so bia enye yi adentine enye yi oni ho no na benefit it naturally you are the beneficiary of her absence.
Okay.
So you can never be part of any determination in respect of her. And you're morally right, and you're socially right, and you're politically right. Say, Asamoba, now Kahumbi, Oba benefit to Zubet Namubi. Agya Kwabena, there have been about 3 rulings so far, Chief Justice in Sensimba. Here are Bafuboni or Tinasubi. Bisa then okay. Nini na okutia Chief Justice. Nini na position bi o take bia ekuntia mami Gertrude.
Just say mami asam no ba no ono na adwen kire wo se de ohunu asam no fa no ene de Chief Justice ohunu no fa no eso no bia ne na adwen kire
there be nyesa na make no me say si aka say yera Bafuboni twe ho wantwe ne ho enti Chief Justice nsendie na ye di o Supreme Court otimu bi panel bi o mu bi enipa 5 Chief Justice nsen kan ni nyina wo mani nothing mu bi
okay
sa ni pay anso na oya acting Chief Justice Chief Justice ni ho no all benefiting
okay
and when we say justice must just not be done by it must be seen to be done Ghana for me be some say obia obe benefiting from the absence of Chief Justice otimu bi ruling bia bebe bia oya opposed to position of obi obua Chief Justice no is this justice Agya Kwabena me be some is this justice Yera Bafuboni enye mra tete say urikisi ho but morally politically socially
morally
it is demanding you do so and it's a mamini who say onya tentene ne a enioma be any the entia okasa
okay
near to Mimbra Divine Hall no clear what kind constitution article 1468 no what kind send your can say ye tombi o we nim de there bi assembly presser ubenya constitution ni any ade na to e ho ne ton Ghana ko assembly press ye ton wo traffic
o mi mato bo region
o tie e ho ne ba bia e designated area o pelo ho sensem bia obeko a constitution no e ka ho o kan ne pepepe say all proceedings should be in camera but ye mbisa ye ho fees asemu ba ye from day one government functionaries in fact government appointees ni be Facebook radio almost realize it. Hey, petition say no, we say no. Next week, may the second one beba. I have public domain arguments. In fact, Yamame Chief Justice response crano almost sound the betuja and guess and conform lead this charge with government functionaries. And deciding camera now yera divine can or no credit babisa who say Agya Kwabena. Bisa we tie for say why nanti asemi bi why nan kan bi. Why nanti bi honorable ha or will be on the phone so all kind. All kind be. Petition na say bibia all proceedings in camera bibia betoja bibia be dead
now who make am
how dey trouble
council do we know if that is
please you let me finish let me finish it
me pacho mama
nka san we obia will be loyal to who will be trouble it is a petition who will be
do you know if that
yes it is the petition who will be who will be me who be who so who be divine otiwe honorable Agya Kwabena trouble Agya Kwabena who be
he's only confirming say
mama bia show Jimmy phone mama bia show
that's why he's confirming
the honorable phone ebi woso obemu akan
o de kire o
o de akire me divine will be eno na okan oni phone so. And the point is that yes, constitution say anka all proceedings related to Chief Justice removal no it should be held in camera and so be tin one same be san emrane se and so aban mu crofo and dey abetuja
man pedi kan say bi bra na o address o say eye ne ya say enkrata petition de bre ono no ono esili ano a ode ema Chief Justice no efiri ni chen Chief Justice ho no akokopia bontite eye ono no ya because who say enkanse say kokoba
and say basa because an emranity and into man penikra confirm me position and the Chief Justice ni say sani anka yesusu na anka constitution hwehwe ne say anka bibia enye insecrecy bibia yenye no dem but bibia better bonten dia ne aka no so yenye wa bonten and it's a valid argument if a man penny receive a petition no wo dia better bonten o ministers o government appointees omo discuss Agya Kwabena obia obi woni phone so kroma say
nti ya ban mu fo nkwa na ewo
aban mu fo na di anim
na ayina response na e baaye no e hyase
eno so aban mu fo e na bi tuju oh aden because enye na o man penny kra be ka say e de dwai
dabi eno response no omo na de tuja aban mu fo na de tuja
oh unko bi no Facebook omo serialize this week or the way back next week not the way up
okay
enti proceedings ning na e da bonten da and a man say oh baby I do need any to say lawyer boni it is not a bad argument onye say oyobi onje constitution in say minua divine e kan o say say wi abono sa na nyumedu ayen no because aban mu penifo amudi mu pese muji no makoso suspending no mu di asem na betuja enti ni aka no yendi no abontin den enti ni yendi no abontin first and foremost ubisa me say enti petition na aba bontin eno ana sanoma we nyina beboa say petition na ndc for honorable ka ho divine ka ho omo dia betu dwa omo discuss wa bontin no say ye biemu na se ye hwe no abontin a ye beko say oh petition na Agya Kwabena ewo bi no eyampanu nie petition na Agya Sompa obi na eyampanie ana petition na divine obi na enye no anu nie enu mpo beboa for transparency because ene ye sorry be a petition ba yes sorry be a petition ba ana anu ara da sorry a ese se de enum as lawyer obeka a support me say yes me ensa enti menu na aka no we enti emunum no de kra na chief justice yes onyia no enti ni yem biem na Ghana fo nyina hu say kwadu e de aboye ma chief justice no say na ti ampa no no so anu ye say na ti na okọ committee na nim no so no say na esi wo okase ne bone ne de Agya Kwabena ne bone ne de
obi aka so wa bone
there be divine can't be sana mama ne bone ne de
No, but you're talking about the fact, say, petition or public. How do you confirm the veracity of if any say petition?
It is the very reason why we need to do it in openly so that we can confirm
Madam Gertrude, there's a Samrano.
And Madam Gertrude, now, Abamu penny for the two jars. Madam
After the woman requested the petition was not out. One and a
return Admiral Wajimu 5. Into the 5 First and foremost, Pacho there. My and do being town be. Any papa.
Okay. It is one that do be na one that.
I say a party quo NDC. Minim divine position. But some of the minister or tankru be me say onu do ye bibi enye.
Oh, kan benso.
Divine any this way say I didn't know there be NDC for be say I didn't know wakofa irago for Damias and the lawyer ebe obia or the right lawyer be of choice of
nobody anyway
people cho obia ni senior susu say lawyer be born obi hold me say oh land case we lawyer we na me kofa no constitutional law case lawyer we na me enti ma many choice kra na didn't na ye issue
na say ye ni sadia I didn't say go for Damias so ko ka say I don't know political because of ebia nipa bi a omo lawyers for petitioners no they are known NDC for ntino na petitioners no so no wo mu ni hu kwan se beka se masem we lawyer we na me da na obetumi abo pe wasem a logic no se bidima we obetumi abo bidima obetumi abo and the same thing no so ye de na ono so ma men so obetumi abo ani
Agya Kwabena
na ke ye party ni sinche na ehwe the professional ayi
Agya Kwabena one of the logic and he say o share cases a war Supreme Court a justice get you removal no ho Godfrey Damina a lawyer
okay
until he is seized with enough knowledge enough circumstances of the case because answer all year as a foreign no answer all the applications no or you be a animanim ya no kopelo afa no ko kan biom because oye bi deda into a simple logic. It is not because he was a former attorney general. It's not because of his affiliation to the NDC or any MPP or anything. Because a simple logic is say lawyer bako the assembly corner court. And I miss me person me the assembly friend because down court. It's not a simple logic say lawyer now or what case bako is similar to mine. Me fa we ko Canadian ho. Na ma mini yes ya. Boni be no. maame no sanka say ade na wo bedwom dida enti mum yem biem na Ghana fo hwe de enti omum pese om yes ani say some of the content of the petition what can be it is so frivolous that say babonti na Ghana fo hu say enti we na Yera Mahama any council of state ejina so yi maame ana eno no musoro
so ka say makan bia me pese me wi mi firi mu say ka say what can bia say makan say me kan ye before ye da way petition bia ni so and na say bia me nya bi kan social media makan bi do social media say no na ye no kore say na petition no say nya no me nim
Honorable Nidian Mesendo after the program. To the Mamiri. Let me summarize my 2 points. Say, first and foremost, the woman feel aggrieved. Say, she is not getting justice. Of course, all the cases now akono we pay bakuya odiko in her name, but all the other 2 cases or 3 cases no, ono standing say eko your benefit, and she's related to those cases. Into all right. Me as at now, me say. Me a lawyer ni Mr. Sompo a lawyer you rub bafu boni egusu ti asem ni so enya entwe ye enti se maame ne say officially aggrieved that boni be na waye say wa obeye we direct beneficiary of her absence no ye the case ba now sante so 3 application
conflict of interest we have
big one
what can you suspend no akasa kra na there benefit no person on call it in crofo be settle on her matter is it a lie
divine the leader of the chief justice is such a big thing. We should not treat it with
no,
kids'
but you are saying that Backbone is going to benefit.
He is benefiting.
But woman nakasa time a case with petition you call against her no. Or no akasa until say suspended no akasa call from Crofo town no akasa
it was an administrative duty. They didn't double stand. Lawyer Becca Shaw say emrem ye free reduction of necessity. Say me na me wa kwanya say me ya. No matter the circumstances, no, and say bibia affect the right to do that.
No, prevents him from.
At the time, deputy,
lawyer only who quite.
Our home council and fata. Bible no, we are Christian. You say what you now when you didn't know fata. Kesa wo obia oni ho a wo na benefit to sante na sem so.
Mo somebody else emrana dum wa na wo say.
There be anyam man
say na me say law school no grammar bre.
Because to divine to emraba and to was in education. Because the TF no wa nyesa omonti ase. Asa mo mpese TF no tiase nti na mo ha me. Na me ka che TF no say. Yera maame araba get to justice CJ no say odi areho woni mu a odi edi say odi areho woni mu ene sen na sema e ba ye nipa ye yi no afiri ho say ono nhwe kire na asem ne bo otimu bi 3 applications akoso nyina so odi tia maame no enti say ba ye na dwen say maame ne say obeba pa de ensi biom
we jump to conclusion wo bra esi say bia e ba ne sa
na sen ruling here ba out Ojina baby ekotia maame no all the rulings ojina enti obi betimi alenke all the dots enti say maame no aggrieved that she has the right to be aggrieved. You discussing the petition ya kan ho sem ya kro no e wo public domain enti afede o se yenye ni nyina public na Ghana fo ntie na sema eno de mu dwane afri ho why na that's as a to public domain yenye no bie hu
beba sa public domain asem no
o we ya kwa na wo bi
petition no eba mampani ho no yante asem wo so say free mampani ho e ko chief justice ho
Dabi yetiye sami je fi begina radio ka he has intercepted some ono
ye hu social media say bia petition a ya twere atetaro say na sami media wo kan die ono na waka na asem
or government functionary
say ye hu say obi de akoto social media say we na the social media eye say ni
and Agya Kwabena on social media and you only ehun for na wo
me social media
oh there be
breben
hey Agya Kwabena the very moment as answer me by na yes you realize on Facebook yes you realize on Twitter I be divine na kind dey on the phone so no I will be bia enti e wo be bia
accuse obi as ya sorry
bisa ne senya no kan ya enti say e wo be bia na obi ati bi didade na ma me ne say ene yem biem ono nso committee hearing no kono Ghana phone na muntie bia boni be no waye
okay ya hwe ni say
oh why am amunyesa
ya fa ni say ebia emra ne kire say me yenye no bedwam ye
sa na emra ne tie
emra ne kire sa na emra ne ka okay minnim say me nye boni bia enti mu de monkora monkoye say asenie ne ko na wie ya say ma ye boni bi na me nye boni bi na so mo se ma ye boni a sa bre no eden ya committee ndom report baba bonten ebema Ghana fo atena se hu se ma me nya boni bia na committee na fo so ama na boni
there be yetie bia ene ebehu
there be
yetie ne ehwe bia ene ebehu
na then chese say report no ba bonten a report no entu me ye fair idea say I don't say because say akasa ma me no wo petition ni bi o wa no ye ni bi enti petition na no ye no say committee ndi nsemi ba na say enye ne wo petition na no ye ni mu a ma me no tu fa ma bonten mo bi ehun
Agya Kwabena 2012 elections na eko Supreme Court eko ye petition ne bua Ghana pa dia sumdwe amfa ye ama Ghana any the Supreme Court decision say ombeyi no obi ahwe hwe say ya hwe sa petition ni bi live coverage anka verdict na call ye 2013 no me nyini se nka Ghana fo nyina beso obi anyansa woni tirim yen ya yakọ law school yen omo ye ganye ye pene nyansa woni tirim enti obi ahwe bi na ohuni atuguba ye ohuni ebafobọ ni ye ohun obi a adesin be ye popular because of all this.
Away.
And the HRC obey popular because of all this. Chachuchi Kata, Tony Lita, sa Supreme Court na ye an open hearing, no? Because Obeka said that was the first election petitioner. Na yes, what's her magnitude? No, na Ghana of Wakume Nina decided nechi. Ye BMU Obia Shebi, ama ye rado, or Jitu Muse, Nyadia or judges near Jones, Wajatu, and Yakumato because Jacob now Shebi. Lawyer Shebi, Honorable Shebi, and no Chief Justice can say, some penso a dream, some mujini, petition wa bontenida. And none say, Nanso Mudi or Sremo, Honorable Sean Crawford say, or Sremo, Mama Ghana phone Shebi. Yam Quadra Mudibaba, Mama Ghana phone Tibi. Nanu ya Mudibe obeying Mama Ghana phone Tibi. Nampo, Jinabia Mube committee in the basis Mama Ghana phone Tibi. And no Ghana for betters, oh, Yeshebi, Yetiebi. The committee na kan eye anasenye ma me ne yesia oboni a waye ni de a mo horo ni sei
medas
nkoma ye die akama se bebi asam no ye de mra na ye adwuma adu bebi a nipenti na hyehyɛ mra enti adu bebi mra na hyehyɛ de ato hɔ de nanso bibi nti no ye de mra no beto nkyɛn na ye de nipa adwene aye bibi se ne be ya perepere ye ebeba enti otie se de esi koyi a I come here say asam no aye political say no rug of Fredam kan no ma politicize no ye hwe petition esi a ebe ye lawyer fo a hwe da jom nyina no na NDC fo until na maybe say Dr. Tadios sorry is an NDC person
no as far as I know he is not
chachu ini nim say ono de oye NDC ni Voma wo nim say oye CPP ni baby asem ekeka akọ ane de said esi eyeyi no enye bibi ne ye kreti de ato nkrofo adwene mu se ade no upo bumpo obekọ ade no onifo na so pesa mu anekọ sa na ade no sese akọ ye sa na se tu kreti bi tu nkrofo
ma menchia na menchia woni a anya bra ya hwe UTV anopai ani mabedwafo a manyonkufo e wa hai abrantie de oye Pentecost ni
so
elder oh yeah dikin on otua ne tight ni bibia Pentecost ni dia amwa ne se wanya asem a wo defend biara nye yie nanso wo bone humodin se wo beka dia yanka menua se camera we na hemi so pa on muntie mi yie obi biara ni ha o Ghana ha wosusi emra ya di bu oman no President John Dramani Mahama onumpo onso nsini emra ya di bu Ghana man Ghana mra se menyam mra ni mini nanso se dia menu divine kan ye no minima kan pa me tibrofo nso aniti me fa constitution no a me kan free ahyase e de kwa wiye ye de mehu se ni asemo e bobra no ene 146 na wo kan clause 6 no na wo kan 8 no a edemu pefe se asam se ba yemfa ntudwa ye yi abedwafo no mienu enye Supreme Court a judge for
okay
na ba kunye titreni a wɔbɛhwɛ asɛm no so we pɔtɔ kasɛm ne yɛtwerɛ no na nipa no a ɔyɛ atitena ni wɔ saa asɛm yi abadwafo a yɛyi wɔn no mu no wɔyɛ agyagye wɔ Supreme Court ana ai asɛm a abɛyi fra MPP ni lawyer ni biara na bisa ne sɛ asɛm no sɛdeɛ ɛkɔ no no ɛhefa paa na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ɔyɛ President of the Republic of Ghana amfa mmara so na anyɛ deɛ ɔbɛka kyerɛ wo ne sɛ ɔnam mmara kwan so pɛpɛɛpɛ na ɛyɛ ne nyinaa nanso ɛsan sɛ ɛfa ɔno a wɔyɛ MPP ni ho nti yɛnsesa mmara no yɛnoa ne sɛn na amɛn me nuanom Ghanafoɔ asɛm yɛ bi asi Ghana ha da o yɛatwerɛ petition for obi ho wɔ Ghana ha da yɛankasa yɛnnua Charlotte ɔsɛe a wɔyɛ electoral commissioner what declare Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo president yɛnya ne nti sɛ yɛatwerɛ petition bi afa ne ho mene mo kasa yi samtwerɛ ni bia obetumi ayi saa petition a yɛse yɛatwerɛ afa ne ho na epie no mɛkyɛ na deɛ
that was the right thing
ebi mada empie da number 2 Charlotte say enya ho akwanya hu saa petition yɛse yɛatwerɛ afa ne ho da meanwhile no so kenkan mbra no a 146 no a yɛka ho asɛm no a ɛkyerɛ sɛ deɛ yɛtwerɛ petition na afa ne ho no yɛmfa ma no no ɔhwɛ no onyia no ɛyɛ natural justice law a ɛbɔ saa deɛ no ho no yɛfrɛ ne the natural justice sie di asɛm ato wo so no nya ho kwan na yi asɛm no nano ɛyɛ natural justice Charlotte say Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo ɛne ni n'aban mama me no ho kwan me na hu petition a yɛse yɛde ato ne so da ɛmi hu nipa krompo a wɔtwerɛ petition sempo sɛ petition bi wɔ hɔ mpo deɛ a asɛm sɛbɛ ɛnɛ no mwanya president a wɔde mmara yɛ adwuma ne yɛtwerɛ petition ne yɛde petition ama tɔkɔ no sɛ gyina hwɛ asɛm yi a yɛtwerɛ fa ho nie deɛ na wowɔ ka wɔ ho ne wanya ho akwanya ne yɛde mmara yɛ adwuma pɛpɛpɛpɛpɛpɛ wobɛtena hɔ a si asɛm a yɛde ato me so no aho wo a na wohwɛ Ghana mmara nyinaa so woyɛ atamtireni anaasɛ atamdifoɔ ɛtitireni Chief Justice atamtireni die ɛtitireni wo no a wohwɛ saa Ghana Constitution mmerapɔn no so no yɛatwerɛ 146 I think clause 8 says yɛde saa asɛm wɔ yi ba yɛnka no nkokoam shall be heard in camera shall wo a wohwɛ asɛm tirinii so yi woaba sɛ yɛnyi constitution no ntontwene ne yɛmfa mmɛto abɔnten na wonka woyɛ ase wɔ bi o so yɛ mmɔden ɛfiri sɛ
abɔnten deda
afa wo ho nti constitution a wo na ɔhwɛ so wo na woyɛ Chief Justice asa constitution wo na ɔhwɛ so bɔ ho ban no asɛm abɛfa wo ho nti yɛmfa saa constitution ntontwene ne yɛnya deɛ wo pɛ and that this particular matter shall be heard in camera ɛsɛn sɛ ɛfa wo ho nti yɛnyɛ ntontwene ne yɛde wo deɛ wo pɛ no ɛmfa nyɛ adwuma na wo sɛ nipa bɛn yɛmfa din bɛ ne yɛmfa mfrɛ wo
na say ebia
you see sometimes you don't let us get ahead and say certain things you see
onso wo ho kwan say
you know
ebia bibi koso na osusu say ade a mo yami no ana se se de asem yi koi no benim say bia ye ni say betumi aboa ma no kore na tumi adade mu
kwabena
it is no say in the right so tumi ka say enya bibi ate say
Agya Kwabena
yes
ye wade nyina ho kwan na se nyina na fata yan ye wade nyina ho kwan vondi amiti hei me mabrebe nhyɛ me so toko no wadie nyina kwan na se constitution akyekere ye de ya hyebre bia ye fa no constitution nsa nti teko no de owo ho kwan no ntimi nye no anya constitution nto ho
na papa den bi
wo wa hei fa wo ya brante a ho ofe wo sese wo so wo nya yanka enka ma atwam bebre wo banya 10 a wo ho ofa bia hold on bia bia nka wo pe na so wo de wo akose wo de wo akose Pentecost asori a etire se ware ba akopem eni nti wo ware mienu anya yie ohini toko no nya yanka nasam no ka yato atwene na so wo de ne wo akose Ghana mra eye constitution mu to ye wo hwe anya yie esi den na eduro obi su a yemfa ba ne mo ne fese wo mram na edu toko no su a look, listen, why are we doing this to our country? Why are we doing this? Now, when the entire year, I'm worried, no. So, more we are mranimufo, and I'm we say, not just a we would differ.
I didn't tell Kasa.
Because Kwabena, me no one yamranimini. One more yamranimufo, a person de mrani ye jumano. A draw Musudi a young ton train. That's a dooming Musudi a young fine yang. Mamma, somebody not just a wona mini wono. That's been your woman. Why are you saying that? Because it is you, your case must not be heard in camera. When the Constitution say that this case shall.
Na bibi anywhere. Na mamina sambako kan. Enu se ni nyina so se obeka say. Asem yi no opani na mini ho a sima na mu no. Oh god. Ade no se ekoba se.
Kwabena wo pa ho. Wa bisa asem no mate.
Ekoba se bia me wo no
bi. No ni oni ho ade. Obi amedi ade ansa toko no bedi ade twen.
Se kwa fa so ba na so nkutan. Nti no se bia ono wo ho a. Ade ye ma se ebe yi a action entwe no ntena nchen. Wo ma wo no ento aso.
So kenkan sa Mraya wo mo akasa na ya lawyer for me lawyer ni o kenkan sa mra no 146 no a I think say we do be clause 6 no a o kan pefe say one year abeye badwafo no mienu abeye Supreme Court fo na baako Supreme Court ni no a oye Supreme Court judge no baako abeye titireni abrantie ya poama a oye titireni oye Supreme Court judge ana etosu no so mwetimi akenkan mo mra no a mo ya lawyer for no mwetimi akenkan ba ko e kire se poama no oye acting no etna sa committee yi so eye boni ana mwetimi a kire me ba ko e wo mra no mu ana na den no obi out there ya me ya na wanhwe na me kokasa ye dede ni say monyina mojetum say there His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ya ne famra kwa so pepepe. Now so you want us to leave the law, the constitution and act on sentiment and individualism. Does that really sit well with you? Because you are who? Who the hell are you? And that we should leave the constitution because it's you and your sentiment and feeling to do your case. Well, when it is my case, you go run and go and pick the constitution. Then you're gonna ban your tiano. Me we a woman 15 minutes. Me will say 5 minutes to make that train. We ain't do ho
5 minutes.
We dey train. You ain't do ho. After Godfred Yabua Dame. You are a young man, you know. Sometimes, I mean, try and treat yourself well a little. When the America ako jinem amatoko no, say na oye a lawyer. You are a lawyer, yes, I agree. And now by here, we different they say Toko no have the right, Melibitian or Joy FM. Toko no have the right to select a lawyer of her choice. That is absolute. Nobody is fighting that. Unfortunately, you didn't see wisdom in the petitioners that they also have the right to select the lawyers of their choice. And now me NDC for what the hell? You see, when we NDC for and a lawyer Chachuchi Kata NDC ni, we are QOP ni, we are FPP ni. You see, sometimes when these things happen, you are tempted to say things. Why are you doing this? If the MPP is mindful, I'm a strategist.
I do 15 minutes.
Listen, I am a strategist. One of the things I do to make money is that I'm a strategist. I will offer my service to the MPP free of charge. And the first strategy we will adopt is a shut up strategy. Shut up strategy.
And how they shut it up?
MPP.
Yo, yeah, sir, and some you come here, say,
Dictatorship.
baby, Edru, no. Come here, say,
one will be ordained. NDC for the person.
MPP NDC. But for me, be there better than say, and can say, Vanessa. It's a say, analogy, I made kind of Minimum saving your body be Father said, Agya Kwabena and chain.
Yeah, we know us. I was here. They trust me.
Obi en hu bi.
One of them, Sada Malana can.
Sir, O baby Samia, dear me, no, send me a yampa. Me who send me a young say, oh, na cameraman say, Metihano, and now me said that day so good. People were heading so, and I paper no 4 year. Camera, oh, man, yes, sir, no correct. Ebia me pejano. It's as ice woman, and then so the Bacoso Hoko. Sana me ye. It's in evidence a cramono say. A yen so co and an S also. And now say people in our for. Based on evidence of Mukurano, and the Bedina said, I saw your share and now a yen so co. And as we speak, no, Mammy no be a moon for. Say, and also be any moon beam. So Beko, so wonko, obi any. It's anything yen train. I'm a committee no anya na djuma enwie na some the report no ba na ye hwe say petitioners na some of the choir no e say na tie mamina no you the buy no e say na tie na committee no so tena so some of kan no ye the petitioners no ene mamina no yie no etoto ho a eno ano no ana say de etosi no obi then ye betumi akasa na ye nya ni say de say de si ye no enye man pabrika na yetu enti say ekọ ni fa be ka say hey because you na ya adwene awie ekobegu so a wonu so ka say hey enyam ne ba be yi
ejameda say I think in some way say na kind ya de ho nkomo ofia ha bebre media sabio in some way ya kika kono eja me ya kakra and I think anybody or GD or independence of institutions should be concerned not by the happenings but say you politicize the institutions, no. Say it make us a NDC lawyer, MPP lawyer. First, na you can by unkaye ude enja or bar no, but they come here and say ya chia mana kosi the bench. They say you can't kosi say you judge for our more afanu, and a hard drain, and I think that we should be concerned. Macau fear has said, a same way no. You're politicizing. I don't think it is a bad watch the now suspended Chief Justice if we politicize this matter.
Who will be sacked?
Because when you're politicizing, the current government can easily tell you, say, I came out from an election and Manfa BBNC and the political records ends in an election. Into me, I've said this time and over again. And who he am I in I say baby politics nephew. Meaning say and where it's gotten to maybe I'm just being naive because it's not possible say baby politics nephew because it's already been politicized.
Na Mr. Zompa, unya ya unsho
Toboase.
Ode mi bisa.
Mami nka mase minia pe.
But the Lord do not give you the opportunity to be.
So the point is that they also Abusafo.
Sorry.
They also how do we preserve the integrity of the proceedings? Because MPP near NDC dada. Into preserve the integrity of the institution. Which brings me to 1468. And you see, it's very interesting you notice that italics of the in camera, right? 1468 was actually I think Justice Akwa there was a petition to remove him and petition no ABP newspapers mo and then echo court and for that reason all proceedings no into Justice Akwa no how see because the Supreme Court at the time who said because we are mandatory no petition abeto abonte
146
1468
Come
no
right here.
abeto abonte no nti petition abeto abonte ne che say ye to aso a enye because
It's deficient.
the integrity of the process has been compromised.
Thank you.
Right. Eja ohwe ni sa na obisa won say 1468 no dey nti na wa ha. The now suspended CJ is making a very, very, very interesting legal argument to say me whole coin is a right. And because me whole coin ninti, me ankasa I will waive it as a matter of right. Of course, the matter is sub judice, our court. Inti, I'm not here to say that is what it means or otherwise. But question is it a right? And I said day inti na 1468 wo eye mmra se ema ohu akonya anase eye nhyehyaya ye de ato se yebo the institution the judiciary ne ho ban is it a law ye de bo the integrity of the process anase eye ade a wo ho kwan se wa being subject to the process obetimi aka se media say me mpese asem mo be ka obi antinti me na be mo me ho ban inti mumfa ntudwa na obi antibi anase samra no wo ho because at the end of the day no institution of justice na anase court no ye pese e say court no is preserved not the beba senior betwe no e committee level ni bia no e be ye kokoamu asem minimum lawyer na adwen say it's unfortunate say nyema bi has been flying around onu dey say a petition no but me sure say any one of us can know whether it's a petition. Assuming without granting say a petition now, then it appears that the all proceedings no has been already compromised.
It has.
Tobase. So assuming said the number bonteno is for purposes of the conversation say a petition now then it would appear say the process the integrity of the income right has already been compromised.
Yeah, wait me what's say justice akwade a ode yenhwe so ya e sense petition no e ba abonten man crofo kenkan yenti no e hunu say ye ka ho hwe anya de be ye bi enti ko enti se de no eye susudua na ka me sanka wenso e ba ye no ye de justice akwade no so eye nyinaso ne susudua okay, because any pia bontin na no yenu so pia bontin de ene
But you see, we don't know for a fact that if that is the petition,
okay,
right, and that is why it's important. And many anoka say a petition now. I can hear why he's saying that because unyaka say unya jinasu sisudia say a petition there, then you are saying say. All proceedings no income and so it's already been right,
but so deliberately.
Mean say a petition.
It is not
right, but young family says a petition impa. Then it would probably make sense to say well that a man can say a phone baby no yabeka no kukuam. It is a phone baby the kind piena say no dia. Then it would make sense in the spirit of it. In constitutional interpretation, the entire be omuka say constitution no ye brofo a obiate say etoda enye brofo kekesa etoda na o check constitution in particular say you say a living document inti e bia na nsem wa kan 92 no ubehu ni say na tie de but o trem as a supreme court judge o society no and you interpret it say na tie say. So sometimes when you say you are not a literalist and I say you are not limited to the words of it. Those are canons of interpretation. A lawyer for Agya Kwabena. It is a free nisana. You can probably say 1992 not leakages and I say you petition ko baby and not send your information ko afanu nyina no 1992. Inti ebia for the purposes of 1992 say constitution no senya koya obefa so obesha asem tnene say yebeka no okukwam ebia ene
ye ne say
enye so for that purpose and maybe for the sake of governance and for good governance I think it should be transparent for good governance except that it is against the constitution. What is good governance and is constitutional
Into for purposes of constitutionalism, the constitution there, constitution they say enya kokoam.
Good.
But for transparency and governance sake, it will probably say that we all see it. But say number it will defeat 1468.
So lawyer, what do you do?
Lawyer, what you
I will come to that.
Lawyer,
I'm
wait there 1
see,
minute.
I'm because some one person banyansa for our best
Minchepe adie 1 minute. You see, Sama Ghana Frontier say, a Supreme Court national say, or the interpretation and answer application
through a constitutional instrument to rewrite what they want to say.
Honorable Assembly.
Until then, nothing.
Assembly Constitution. Supreme Court Konya say, near say a cajon, or meeting with their account, any of an interpretation. And he may Ghana Party say, even sa prima facie na, and they are part of the processes.
For siege no encounter.
A case nearby, and a Supreme Court ne the count. It's Article 14618, so case yabeya, Obia Wobino. Supreme Court meeting their account there. I say, any you know,
that's correct. You see, so for purposes of interpretation, obviously there are exceptions. But you see, Minya, we should also be very careful. Say that's why I'm saying, asem no, tase no one tase ne banyansa for obekane trasa. Omai bia no sebio ye de secrecy any some level of ultimate nchira konya sabi bibia da bonten the entire dey be make say Freemasons ne those cults e bi omumu odru ne omuhu eden pa ne say nyama bi o wa unhu da, right? So there is some merit in why etoda nsem bi ye kan wo kokoam sabi uko ahimfie na nsem no bia ye friend wo kokoam. There is a reason why I can't send you kokoam.
Could be sabre what?
Absolutely. Nya sembia na sebi ye kan wo badwam. As to whether or not we are asema ye kan wo kokoam ana say we are asema ye kan petemu. Constitution is assembia fa removing of a justice or chairman of chief justice and called justice bia asema sabin can say justice that require the wake of court because on also media no anas there so this matter has been litigated severally but asema mechanic say as to whether or not say a mechanic say way asema you can work kuom ana say you can petem no ejina the petition no womu no because if there are matters of national security and there are matters are sensitive to the state untimi mbeka say I am right in tea yanka me obedwam
ya ukan bi
but to what main kan bi to boss lawyer to boss so in some way the decision I think say me Makawa has said the now suspended chief justice is a respected lawyer. Every lawyer knew her and she's respected. I think say a yes or no kasa is seeking to defend herself. I don't have any problems about that at all. I heard people say well or but then I actually think that it's a year in the interest of democracy and strengthening our laws. So on one kasa abba say okay afofo can be mami but after the me amakamase. I think it's actually good because you see constitution no ne among yourself no particularly US omo obofu bi omo friend gridlock say afanu besia no mo twitwe ani so mo hia no mo twitwe ani a na siye right omo say dua e ban na etwe say etwitwe a then you can find baby amraneda.
That is it.
Say and I think say your society we are very consensus oriented assemble na ya can because we are not very controversial, we're not very confrontational ninti. You want to say gridlocks are a problem, but they're not problem cry. Gridlocks are actually important for strengthening institutions. Gridlocks are important. Say emrano ebedeye. Into me, I think that what is going on in part as to whether or not ebema judiciary independence necessarily are legitimate questions. But on one case seeking to say emrano yenfanto a misusu say yes constitution e say but misusu say a right available to me into me waive right no that is a right to say as to whether or not the panel will agree with her is a different question. So panel will make a decision no cause any right is a provision say yedebebo or mine no ho by senya nya asem bia na beka no opetemu inti asem we no niye yo nti a wo se ka no okoko ma ye nyina ya de be ya adwuma because Supreme Court na wo hu to me se osisa agina ye no mi area me o me ho adwen ebia ye ya wai obi a won ho adwen but Supreme Court ni ama omo akonya se asem bi betowa omo ncheche constitution mu itiaja make am na kosi no ye nyina ye hunu ni se who can say find a lawyer? Of course, the optics. I tend to agree that maybe the optics is not opticsing, right? But Sebi, Onune nim the entire wafa ne lawyer. We should respect that, and you can say yeah, some I don't care. All the other people so who can say
exactly. Asamono. Or who can so of lawyer wope.
Lawyer no ye been put it.
Yes, ope. And I didn't say lawyer now or no cinema say. Mammy no can so far lawyer open. Or no there's some web trouble until say I can way no more yeah there no political.
Hey, no lawyer, no personal opinion. Your mama, no personal opinion.
As a lawyer,
just one.
On statement or yeah, no, and I'm politicization of issue.
Because also a political actor. That means
but Minchi, I share for any me. Engineer. At the provision of Article 1251, or say, but with your permission, I mean kind of bro. We are near country. Justice emanates from the people. Justice, but your young says, justice emanates from the people. Attention no war on mine yen attention and yet just but their interpretation justice emanates from the people and shall be administered in the name of the republic by the judiciary.
Say 2 minutes a year there.
But the judiciary in the bay.
I'm going to say the Baba Bontina to me, Juma, I tell you for the Belgian. I Casama for
Yaponica, but 2 minutes Cassadia, whatever we bow or saying, we shall be independent and subject only to this constitution. Now listen, judicial power, me no near Diamawom. But a big platform Ghana Kumasi. To me, Judge for the Assembly, a young Ghana for near Diamao. And a young Ghana for say, Mammy Arabaka who say, Sa to me, a Diamamu, but wait, dear, don't pepenswa, who may who send a movie to me be. Nebon in the day.
I didn't tell us to me a idea. Okay, 2
minutes a Diamamono, Mube Yusu, and Mumay who send a movie to be. Constitution, Sanatre, Yen a Diamamo, some of a Juma. And the young dream say, Munka was my Maraban so I Ghana Neo. Young dream say, Sapem Ponswa Ghana do dear 2 minutes a day, Mamma, some of you, you perceive who near to him. On your Ghana. Okay. Mr. McKenby. Okay. Mia Ghana. Okay. A Jacob now, Pam, if you Cassie, a Cassia, UTV despite Munya opinion polls say, Mamma Arabasemono. Ghana for perceive should be near Tibi, near whom your woman now say, Yama committee.
He went to one to, you see, lawyer, important for public education. You see 125 to suggest, say, a beer, assemble, and man, you see,
specific case has lost that government.
It's to referendum, right? Say, when I am Brano. Say Shamrana in midway and Cassa because opinion proves
may lose important points. Point didn't say. 2 million, yan idea mom, and I say, who be born a bay. And 2 parts of despite mu ye
o de why the person who
who person who
the why the person
who nya ho hwe bi
eti say so be na ye
there is exception there are exceptions who person who na kasa we dia who do me
nya asembia ne be
ya o kasa no
let me alone what father we into TV so we no me na ma se na de
o kan constitution na o say emra ni yen kana fo na ye dia and the certain be tumi ni ye dia certain be adwuma dia ye namo I say judicial no aye channel bi aye be fa so matter na aye adwuma say tumi ni ye dia I dey say judge for no so discretion
mami show enye obia no wo emranim dia edidi asem enti omo na yatete omo no mako school ene ye de tumi na mo say asem bo mu ndi maye enti 125 ne say tumi edidi asem na ye manfo ne dia o
tumi na emanate from the constitution tumi na ye
divine tobo de
ye na wo
ye na wo ye
no
tumi na wo kan nyina so onye constitution the constitution is giving you clearly stipulated this is how
until 2013 until 2013 presidential petition no one who Supreme Court has seen me do TV.
Oh, but you know, because we don't court a public hearing.
TV so when you public hearing,
no, but you see, a public
for 5 minutes, I am my magic for.
Asama na wo kan na nka be se me ba mu kakra say ye court me ma ye judicial correspondent am station da
of course
say court asem no so long as ya tena court da mu ha kan nko ade e public
yes
me ba bonten a say the court kan no sa pepe metumi aka me ye report a court no si sei me kan mo bi ate
enti na the TV akosi
court hearing ni de e bibi a e public ayi dada ayi bedwam ade ye na mo say be yi o TV so mo obi a hwe bi no de enya de ye bi da ba say be kam obi ate ne de eni o hoda
da enti enya bi da 2013 but Supreme Court kwase no mo asemi de eya o minor koma
but the mrabia see who
asemi de
mo gina mra so say mrabia ni wa
judicial power ne de mo sound discretion to exercise discretion enti na ma me ne say 2013 yes there be petition there can na kuma sa pepe na we so I can na kuma ko baby ni ko mo free e ko sun guje ba
we no you say the
my work journalism to do this
we no dey no mo ye no me pacho
me ya won hwe bi
me pacho me
hwe bi say but that no is how
me hwe ni ye tie
we never person be office of the president
but you can what me hwe ni ye ya man ya me bi asesa tie Bueno aye committee aye set it up. Committee ni set it up no emrapon eche na okon abefa so na adwuma.
Absolutely.
O say u committee we adwuma na wo ye no. Wo ye kukuam ba mani pia bonten. Na ye court nsem mu nso a. Court no aye ba bia ye ka asem a aye bedwam asem na ye ka. Enti eno ye court bedwam asem. Na we so
see committee
kukuam asem.
Committee kukuam asem. Pano me bi ote bia o petition bi. Kukuam e wo ni je. Gana for nya no. Gana ni be na ehu petition ni bi.
Oh no. Gana justify that you justify that what is spread on the social media is true.
Development bi about us.
What do you know? You should be invited. What do you know? Because
I'm petition.
How do you know what is flying over the social media?
Mobiation development be about us. Sa video ye pia bonten say lawyer for na judge for no koko share o baby. Prince, what
that is nothing.
Me be di nkomo. Che ense bebromu a ya adwene nyanko so. Say enti yan hwe wey aye adidi bia bi a agi din wo din a nipa ba ho pa enti ne yemfa ne se bia nipa bi pese wo mko tena ba bia te mo fo bi pese mko tena ba bi ene lawyer fo pese mko tena ba bi na wo mo bopo ade fa asem ahu hia se hu a anya bia ɛho na ba kwakɔtena adwendwene ho
Mr. Jacob na
yes
say bi ntina se abiem no obi ahwe bi no
de to so mienu empanifo na ɛho no ba mu sɛ wo de hwade ne hwɛ video
bi minimum nyina minim Justice Coffee minimum Kolendi minim Justice Siedu
wɔn mo baaye no wɔn nyina tena table baako ho na wɔn di nkɔmmɔ ana wo bia eni o sanse beebi wɔn titie de wo kasa yɛ dan a de ɔte wo nkyɛn no obi ɔte wo table ɛwɔ nkyɛn no ɔbɛte iti we betu anyina so betu medina so aka sɛ empanifo ni nyina akɔbɔ pɔ sɛ ne sɛ de asɛm no kɔ ana bibi ate sa
Jacob na me ntu mani yira me hwa me hu ideal finance ni coach Johnny ni me pa onoti ho ɛna nipa sorry ye ne ye ratade sorry a judge for me enso mu rem no minimum nyina ne na ɔhye white na Justice Coffee
yeah
ɛna suit for me no ba ko ye Justice Johnny Kolendi na ba ko ye si Jacob na mamentwi Ghana fo adwenyina bibi so sensem we bi nti ene ese yembiem no obi anhwe bi
tabi ya fa ni say ya hwɛ wonu sa asɛm a yɛ kan meme yɛ wuraba kokko etu aka betumi asiu
oh yeah absolutely
even the judges themselves
yes because CCTV camera na ɛwɔ hɔ no me I don't have access to the CCTV camera edidi bia no bia baby am wo sa abere no ense so obi hu kra sa me wɔ hɔ
exactly
but then this video here about bontinti no ewure ye ɔte hɔ yi a wo sum na bo kasa yi ankese so obi hu so wɔ hɔ that time ba ya ma na hu ni privacy ye de kwa bontin enti sa edidi bia hɔ na kasa kura no se no ɛho abasam yɛn fa sɛ ho ya abasam sɛ you can protect your client your customer your whatever the secrecy ne na you know utumi mo ho ban
jamino ya jam no
ya guy no ti wona oni oba akoko no kasa na e bi kura na chese sa lunch no obi hu asem beba obi hu asem beba
Jacob na obi
sa wa kwotena
jamino ya
ana mo dia na beto abonten
ye we na shede we to abonten a be the fear be example ye CCTV camera obabi a me my adwuma so be ni yes ni me ni baby a control room no wa metu akoko video
and ade ama bontin
81 baby anko panifo no kodi ye no adwuma ku a eye omodea eno now I can say no obi any privacy wo bio they say me ho no so kasa me nkwa wa bia me yema hye me say bia meko hey enti no esese court ankwankwa betu take that place on say wo ma me ba be hye say be kame ba keka ma no kakra wo achiaka ma charge me na wo de baby amba na to abonten a obi betu bi de wo ma kokota si wo say wo mo infringe on his or her privacy lawyer for no
18.2 article 18.2 no person shall be subject to interference with privacy of his home property correspondence or communication except in accordance with law.
Okay.
I think say 18.2 and I are bossing for privacy. Or basically like I said it's a public place. But even privacy you have a limited sense privacy in a public space. I mean say video na about bonten and wherever the source of leakage is, it should be a shame to the institution. And you're involved should talk to their lawyers, right? Because I think that there's a valid case of breach of their personal property in terms of privacy. Privacy in some Nigeria where they are mogo, but who here pa. I think say I will say ye pen ho asem kan ye. Say uni obi di nkomo a won hwe ya
no I record
o. Uni obi ube kem da bi bo so bi afa phone no I record o no dey accord to baby foforo. Sansem no privacy is primary. E bia obeka say say bi enye ni home, enye ni personal property, enye ni personal correspondence or communication. But the point to be made is even in public spaces where you have a reasonable expectation of privacy, the Emrano in many in the common law believes that once you have a reasonable expectation of privacy, that privacy should be respected. Make for how the video about and I said minim say a private place, and we know say answer now because just our friend Abuki. It's a very secluded, excluded high class.
Sorry, and then you obi na didn't come and try it. CCTV.
Yes.
And see why and adwuma ni ban and the kwai side video no.
Absolutely.
And the man why because CCTV camera omu here bibi efiri enche wa I just a police for
yes
and I court betumi ahye yen say
Yeah,
you fa some information e ma wo mo and no kora no purposely for a investigation say bibi a wo mo eye it is individual bi only to me be a emra and man to me so onye bi etisa na so otuminya that video no at the babon tia.
What's the purpose?
Then the change.
Me know ya
I
think say it's unfortunate. This video is very but Sebi is a petition I will be hired to the president as part of this video ninti yes set aside.
What's the name of the restaurant?
Santoko.
Huh?
Santoko is a village.
And whom is it for?
Please.
Because I'm beginning to think differently.
Some of you na the only video no ba bonte no.
Seriously, yes, I'm beginning to think differently.
Me come obi anka mawie anka me fie here.
Which of course led to a petition to the president. It should tell you there's something in there. We need to find out.
Me can any divine supporting Mrs. Here abesi so.
Divine support is.
Say ya nhwe ni anka say Chief Justice hearing no.
Divine, what can you do?
Eti amfa say empanyifo yi a animudifo titiri me pese ye be bulletin empanyifo no sa ajagefo yi aloyafo empanyifo atiwe ebeka se ekwe meeting abopo e de afa dwumedi e di
na ha na omuko
ya be bia ni party a ye kasa obeti na ho na ese omuko
oni mo bitiri
me de anyway na dollar no anyam na mo ye hu
radio advance dollar sama ba
ayi na mo ye hu mo to na mo je fans just like that I mean why do you do that
me da say Agya Kwabena say mo be 20 minutes
me more 10 minutes
me da say onim dollar no meko na ade a ha me kakra ne say wo ha ne ya politicians say ade wo ye MP mranim no yi wo ye MPP ni wa betna ha defend tokono a wo ya so onye party member
emra sem na me kan
me
buy me Agya Kwabena my politics
why are there mebua
emrani for me no ba ko e political ba ko e neutral
you are not being fair to me
oh yeah what to you
all the analysis I did
what defend
based on what is in the constitution
let's say constitution cry here to
no problem
no my problem is that
Obama MPP
thank you Obama and the party my problem is that defending tokono but to see talk on no MPP no na so Obama o party na o defending this
okay so
see talk on no MPP
it dollar no anyam na mo
me dey ready as a
Dr. Bamia say say show here e mani Kwadubent say ntisha Dr. Bamia here MPP aban o ba kan say this show mo here na mo ama dollar na mo na mo je fans here and this for any o
lawyer can kind mra baby no say justice must not only be seen to be done,
but it
must not only be done. It must be seen to be done. Yes. We've seen the dollar practically. Say, see the now one day, you know, ye feely, and rakra me koyi dollar. Me feely ye, me hu ye. 4 days ago, me koyi dollar. And I'm because sign.
And this is $4.
And I'm home. I'm a private person. You don't go there. And I'm rata minya ye. Enti kakakra da hon kamin ko yimpo nsisa prenko. And I'm just gonna to. Endra me ko yi ye no na me yesu. That is seeing it to be done. Pefe Philly. And yes obi na aka and what tie. Oh, me nua Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia. I told the bia oh. So what can one to more? You make a lot of sense. But you see, when you talk, you expose yourself and people see your ignorance. Kasa bebere bi awoko kan say wo nhihye ya awaye no. Eno na ama ene dollar seed na ho odin ekosoro. Ye ho bebere o ansa na Bawumia abeye vice president no. Some kai say na wabeye running mate for 8 years.
Chairman of the economic management
committee. And now what be running mate 8 years Akufo-Addo and say no more be winning election. And this will share Bawumia association within the economic space of the MPP. And yes 16 years running. Ya far Bawumia no almost say or your economic wizard, whiskey or whatever they call it. ɛne nti ɔno na ɛbɛma Ghana sika no ayɛ pɛfɛɛfɛ ɛna ɔmo faa no
ɛno adi 23rd I'm saying I'm going to say I'm 10 already.
It's trading around 10.
And I
10.95.
10.95 thereabout. Yes, that's what is happening. Say yo one when you so bro.
Or see A.
Or see A when you so bro. Who walk akra koda ko yi. Menua. Ana bawomia. Oh, onim lectures onim ade kire o. Ama mehu se nkrofo bi ye. Twi empo keke. Ukosko a baba watwegu ni trimu ade na watwegu ni trimu onim onte ase. Oba ye and when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. As at that time, the interbank rate was 3.9 Ghana cedis to $1. Oh, inti sensio 21 tinu ada. Adi china se former funds we. Papa be kasa ya ni ade be share ni say okay say no. Brana be manage economy no. And oba ye oba yiyi wo management economic management do tie. Osea Koto Professor Jambafo, what a solid team. Papa be kan semi nyina ma tese ye lose election 2016 wa ho. Na me office back wa salam down. Me timako nyam say na me so ni sugram because kaso mo kan ye no. Na me nim say ye ma ba mu bi omu poda. Papa be fa dey 3.9 ya. Na kwa kodu 17.8. Dollar na kwa dru 10 no. Ani akasa ya no si wakochi dollar na she prison. Anu ade key na koma IGP. Wana dollar no abie jail. Eno di America na abawomi ankasa di America pa bibi fa ye. It got to a time abawomi am develop strategy say a we digitalization champion. Na onye economics grad was secondary school da. We saw all that. Bawomi ya say okay say they just see tam ye gold nyina de koji oil fango. Ansa na Ghana ayeye inti gold aye won yan ton yan fankwaji fango mbra butter trade ana akompre kwa Japan oye MPP flag bearer hopeful ebeka say wo gold koton wunya usika wo dia kotofan wo awope ba omi antie e free $1 no ni fango buo no atu America ko osoro Ghana for who say, Samba Umia de Odia ye fracadam, a nada, or your confidential trickster. Inti Nikasa no, Sa Sebishi nim, and yet to Abama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahamani and easy for. Baumiankwa Bresono, no more 137 MPs, so I'm a Sebejamo more independent bank, Esia Mamiami Brapeni no. But we are a flag bearer and 88 MPs. And now on 35% to Abada year 2 years. And a James at the cost Roma no.
James at the cost another does the
James at the cost. I have in any case, do you see what I see?
No.
What do you want to contest what I have? You don't see what I see, but 35%.
Sir,
Madam Katrawa.
Yes, I buy a tuna saying.
Oh God. Anna, young queen. Anna, Yamia, we are mobo.
On your 42.
35%. Dear, now we are.
And only a gazette into the
Anna Baumia, now we are. James, our declare resource to be a papada. 2016 year 2020 about year 2 year. One was our declare resource more than 7 cry a copy or more. Into one declare resource be a papada. Me a mathematician, me na calculate on your 35%. And you want to see what I see? No way. Look, Minia, and that time then I walk. I won't need time be over. And then Yamia who ye mobo. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Baye or Mampeni. Yadana say, Wakoya Brantia on your pensemin kuminya. Nemo ni madie, a white papa. Your friend no, Dr. Atuforsen. So on my Ghana yesika some so for ya potoka some your friend finance minister. Oh hini me ne won kasa yi one ne nkrofo ampim deputy minister ampim me bra pani no ampim ati say wo ma tutu Ghana sika fe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. One of the strategies is modesty in expenditure. We don't engage in profligacy. Strategy number 2 is to cut your coat according to your size. reduce ministers 26 ministers. His Excellency Mahama said there be maybe 60 ministers. When him say Kwabena na me no ka say ministers no cry I 56.
Yes, Bosha no cry man say me and this one.
Just say maybe look on call 60 mpo. Kwabena. Look, on independence celebration no. O traswa money kete. That is the man. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
It is any man na. Almost say mutual contractor for mo service debt.
Na when you na contractor for kwa ye demonstration akasa ye Kumasi ma contractor ba ko kra ye friend no kete nke ye jene kwase ni free ni nze when ya ana when thing na and bere na nka wo mo si wo mutual contractor ka no wo mo no contractor ni entua wo mo ka no adan na dollar no na die America sa. Okay, so you see. And now me no ka say you know. Ya there your friend gold board. Me nkrofo ya to kwan say wo ka woni ya to kwan kwa amanoni bebre a. Enka MPP fo to kwan say obi a wo Ghana ha. Moko a mo hu nuama, mo tie nuama, mo hu de ekọ. As Great Britain so wo economy no aye papa. Na say wo mo sika wo mo wo no aye pound sterling no. Say e wa honden currency dollar no a. Aye gold reserve a wo mo won tra.
Almost to gold though.
Wo mo so a wo mo ni gold wo mo kuro.
Yeah, but my policy now okay.
Ana wo mo ni Ewurade paper ma no. Ana wo mo ni gold. Gold reserve wo mo won tra. Ene nyame adom. Ya be gold board. A menua Sami Jemfi Ada no.
Asa gold board ba na Ghana ni any gold reserve wo ha.
Ebe mai for 1 ton
ani anya gold board. Menia ene ya the policy bi aba foreigners na to gold na smuggle gold ni the kwama no ni no ya stop wo mu nyina intini nyina beba gold board ebe ma ya reserves ni ya book na ya fine ama ene Ghana sika no na honden ekosoro honden no aye papa.
Okay.
Kamientia ba wo mientimi akobie na no esi wono ni policy oye no ena ama ene Ghana sika ayeye again my services are available bawumia adopt the shut up strategy. Do
you want to tell me say the omo ye no and so bia enya maye because at the mobile between so within this 5 months no and then it just about to go the go massa go to there work on no to me aboana want to me credit to almost say woman na di begu won na mo na be so aba no e na mo bae say dey nyina ma hode mo samsam bae no mo say 2016 mo solve dum so answer no mo ba
Kwabena
2 minutes pacho
many akan constitution say a book here that he or say justice must not only be done, it must be seen to be done. Beboa 2016 year fra bem no nya ye na ni ye dede si asofu dum so eye ba omia na ko board ma aba so say wona wo ye president it is a wasofu dum so ade na wo pese ye dede kan kire obi a na. Number 2 Peter Mawu be ye energy minister 4 years no mo sister station ye bisa ni senti mobile how many megawatts did you add or say ye mfa bibia nkan ho na NDC for ye ni nyina awie ansa na ye ba justice have been seen to be done. Ohini di abawomi aya dollar na ye yi city na ye kabako na mi tell sorry free ha
me da say enti mama no so dey ye hwe
ade na mo ye
enye wo momodem bo omo baba ne hye de ba na aso aba ena mo pese ye omma mo credit say mo mo hye am ye
o see definitely
ebra mo ba aba mu 2017 no aban dada no say edi say sabre no so kire say nyina mo hode mu samsam no omo koto car power ne wo mo eka ka ho nyina de ba enti no said then running mate eka ye no o say mampani Mahama so vodum so a wonya hwe ba credit mo fa ma wo mo da by ne sa credit krona na mo hwehwe enya double standard ni
see Agya Kwabena
yes sir
minya ya nka metu minyanu mandisi fofo enso omo ye ntu omfo omo de se wa onyi yera Mahama ye nti obi ano pepa o kai nyom no 2015 Kumasi si ye nti obi a
sa nyom no otumfo na ebisa na omo sa na so no kan se wo mo mama no
yera o personalizing nyum ya wo ko ba bia ye nti obi a wanti
me ba onu na also okọ
before propaganda
Otufo na ne sai ye nti obi na do ban aba na no mo sa.
Baby ani era.
Nti na otufo so nti obi a nti na ka so mo man na na.
Srewo baby ani era mahama ko bia.
E what say we srewo wo ka srewo. You do what dey srewo.
Okay, it's
okay. So you do say dey srewo me ba.
Ya ka metu minuano mendisi fofo bo mo de ye ntu omfo. Dollar yen fenye politics. In fact, ye ka Oma yesua big lesson. Say dollar in fenye politics.
And the dollar in fenye politics.
Because ene oka say kra wabo era ba omia edin say oka saw the dollar no at to sales and the key no ama IGP. And so dollar ni bridge ane here. Dollar in fenye politics. Because if you have economy like Ghana, a year imports driven ocean balance of trade now. There's always an export deficit. Ultimately, dollar in politics. Yes, what is happening, and it is not magical. First and foremost, external factors. The U.S. dollar is performing bad against almost every currency in this world.
Not true.
In Ghana, we are not in isolation.
What's America dollar?
Oh, it's performing. It is in its worst state as we speak right now.
Sir.
I tell you. It is one of the worst performing currencies now. Okay, so there are external factors. Other trade issues with US and China so come. Over internal factors now. See, government has not started spending huge. Sikabena government has spending. Still, contractors are in arrest. Debt servicing ever starting next year. And government is not even spending huge yet. Secondly, Mr. Amu say. Even as we speak right now, they are predicting huge millions of dollars through the small scale gold now on Binyan. Because who says our gold over 5 months. They have just used it to show up the dollar. They haven't spent it. And it's our strategy will be able to me. I said, Okwaman on Yakoton gold.
No more you
what can be about debt servicing. Sabre Momo Namo service debt no.
That is why we renegotiated to postpone the debt service.
Wow. Service.
Of course, until say I mean,
Doctor Fosika, Passion Fosika, Namujidi.
Oma Edu Omokahoni Omokotina say, Baby Edu as Ghana no. Yes, that is a chair kaidi and Timuma some moratorium because now you go see a debt service. Until that negotiations, until that negotiations now, omudi yen liability to pay yen debtors.
Anyway, that's why you're out of government.
And you make can say, wakoton gold, and when you scan a wundi, when you dollar na wundi, and how they show up with CD. The minute to say obedi gold is kana, then I see the nebeko. You see, basic economy Becca Cho said. Opesa will strengthen Usidia. You cannot rely on such measures at NDCE. At least, as we speak right now, what to say, in trade volumes, and I say, it is very artificial and superficial. Yanka say,
into be able to yes, sir.
Tobo.
On to the business say.
Finance minister be on strategy. Every government be a strategy. As we speak, Amity has said, many because transport operators, 15%. 15%.
Boy abaso.
Now saying abaso kind for I say dollar ninety on betizo. That Amity Mamu station PCFM. Musuma mo correspondent Echo Jom. Omuka say nyomaso. Yeah, but can who say to what end? Other sectors may suffer because of this. But you see, yet now as political party, you're mindful. Eko ye mayin. But here can I say, nyomu yeno ni sun swansonu sunwechiri.
And ni sun swanso be.
Oh, what started do see kana they show up city na dey na the dollar na ho dey engineer. Because as we speak, some gold sales na yenya huge millions of dollars. Ye friend ye hwe. Ye dey show up ye city no. So the times you say ye dia, city na ho dey because.
But ye this is saying.
The inflow of the gold is not an event. It's a process. It will continue.
Yet ye any school feeding, K-Treska, ye di omuka. Yet any contractors ka ye di omuka. Next year 2026 said times you say yen service ye external debt yentua obeka say ontua sabe na de ba ko tia
yen hwe say e kai dollar no wo so cedi no wo so and can cedi bebre na be dollar kitu.
Do you know we've made more than $8 billion
cedi no
just because
dollar no say the cedi ka kra be dollar
na ho di na nya o dollar no undi undi ntu dia show up yes wo dia tie wo si di nachi enti amre so obedi a de na wo be tie wo si di nachi
enti ebra na ko 17 ni edi
of course
ni ade dan aye bi asisi
sa de uti kromo afri SHS nkwase
wow free SHS how much was spent on free SHS
so other infrastructure projects oh honorable Assemble Nyaboche.
Assemble na aba me Nyaboche.
The government of NPP was spending. Okay. Enti me amete here
as person me who differences say spend the better na more spend this abre as say almost spending $10 na gina.
Bi anko school no broni ban so hu so. Share infrastructure roads aye year of roads. Share kwan aye o come say. Nansi aye be ko iko flaport aye easy traffic.
That project was your Mahama
was spending. So go.
Mahama project.
Me amete here say. Se me ka say meni so say sidi no enya hodi ameboa. Because your courses near there, it's in dollars and pounds. In TCC, and say, see the Nahodino, Ajina, a yamami, a yamagana phone. Nania can say, strategy now, omu yusuno, omagana fonti as I say, dollar and yenfenye politics. External factors can change. And when it changes, omon to sign momusu to ya. And then I make me just in back and say, and this is for yen tom from Kametuam for $7 yenfenye politics.
Okay, maintain the can I see your papa but they are
show say dollar yen friend politics because dollar na what they know currency
and then my external forces and never say
as we speak right now wouldn't say trade wars between China and America there is and even the whole of Asia. Trump ever visited Saudi Arabia or visited almost all the Arab countries. Only China forming some trade pact. And it is how when you free international trade arena, the dollar will rise. Ebinum can say it is even a deliberate strategy.
But we not still trading.
Ebinum say there's even a deliberate strategy by some countries. Now they say countries be akomhuaboma forming what's the name? Breaks. Even people are saying say a deliberate attempt by countries pioneered by Russia and also backed by Russia say himself for a long time no the US dollar has been the international currency. Oh, of course. I mean most
but that's not
international trade law and only the area of specialty. Intimately just some breaks at Brazil, Nigeria, any idea form. They formed it with the mentality say do side time be a catch dollar and they say and you no international currency. And all these factors are contributing to dollar no and what they are sorting. Anyone sem into politics. If for instance all these issues are resolved, what would you do with your city? Median can you make say and can be trauma for say mom for any politics there but mo koso for dollar in your politics
somebody I nya bia say mo na musem na my
mo fa enso enye
na be na mo share as
ni mai o si da nya na enso enye
so adwuma die
onim metie bia sim ha say amemu so fa so no say eto na manfo ho eto mo si e could sala ya eto aban sheyebo say oba obeye ABCD eno hunti ene eto aba mom na me de hia me pa wasetena mu say aban beto hyehyeye na ode nyama begu akwan mu na manfo ho atom enfa ho poni party political party a ewa aban mu say A or B me de hia me ne say me maame awo na ye friend minua they be of fire by there
enya wasem and na etie the minimum is say cedi no appreciate against the dollar and even other foreign currencies and it's a good news and ameboa some way edi kan buy on be catch say it is as a result of global effect via aba and no unti and cedi no performing well against other foreign currencies. Now because of US-China trade war, ne de keka ko minini. Me no ka say, enye no kre say all currencies all Africa hampo and say we are seeing na performing well. Because of global effect or whatever. And that me no ka say Kenya. The Kenyan shilling is performing very poorly against the US dollar.
Against the US dollar and other foreign currencies.
Exactly.
I don't know cite like Cote d'Ivoire as an example. It's because it's not true. Don't we no and best argument and they say it's because you are not paying contractors and I say you are not spending. So which policy? I mean, even fiscal policy and fiscal discipline is a policy.
True. True.
The decision not to even spend to engage in profligacy is also even a policy.
Exactly.
When they decided, say, for instance, you best spending $11 million for Pualugu irrigation project.
$12.5 million.
It was a useless project. But obviously did the same $12 million. No, and they see tomato factory. Burkina Faso. Is it not a decision and a policy? Again, they are telling us contractors for no into spending. On the 21st of May 2024, Nanado, and the catcher is a contractors almost spending 12 billion and they are clear contractors there. In Chakaben, you know, some clear canwa. Maybe wouldn't say and this government
I want to make
because we've never given contract and the contract for payment yet.
21st May, no?
21st May,
okay.
2024. I mean, person build the argument, but let me flow.
Yo.
Sure, wouldn't say, sir, as same way, ye can almost say kai. And that from coming Kruma pencil, LDBC, previous government, not BC, Abai we was we. Abaya will defer payment of foreign debts. We decided to negotiate on tia for a very long period. And another Abai. Omu defer tia, but on pursue on tia cow or the car on tia. I DDP crabbe muno. Not all I know him. And 17. It is a one tia. I would defer ABC and then as a now 17. Obiaba no tia be. I ban the son and any decline here. O catch say on she again. I think it was spiteful and disrespectful. Today, they are being exposed. Okay, say complaining about dollar. Say, cost road. Say, you are even lucky. Say, yeah, but we are near MPP are buying. Now say, I buy for the by this time. And now 40 Ghana. Okay, they told us about COVID-19. Say, I'm going to manage the situation. And I buy for the na saban fufuro abande na say decline here who say member wa wo tie akire no member fans. Now let's go back to history. Me and company and say asem no mo ka no Italiana Agya Kwabena Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he will do himself a greater good, say like stay away from this discussion because he has shown to be a theorist as opposed to being a pragmatist. Kasa di frama. Who the one no don frama? Ebi nwo. Unso be kasa na udia tun frama. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eba no. When they introduced him to us as a economic luminary, whiskey, whatever number of factors no mo Kenya no. Ba no ka say our ideas are be to be the arrested dollar no. I'm making sure say be stable. Let me tell you some of the proposed policies of Mukai. Obviously, because our economy is import driven, you know, almost 1D, 1F, you bet your export, you know, cost import,
balance of
trade, and then balance of trade no muja or net is saying it was zilch. And I'm again, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Mobile, no. Or see, or what they set up a 40-member committee for our FX forest for only FX so just member committee forex.
So you share says
can stabilize it.
Ever stabilize it. 40-member committee.
Check.
Atu force in the committee bia.
Your party is in opposition.
Foreign debt.
What's your party in opposition?
Foreign debt. You freezing. Ani here. I mean, can say chiro. Okay, Esla.
Yes, like yeah.
Energy sector levy. By introduce you. I was one of the people I called demonstration against Mahama because we didn't see say I then I will introduce you the energy sector near but see or the babe. Cable, your friend is saying, huge debt network, energy sector. No.
Yes.
When these people came, the same ESLA no, and no more collateralizing the ESLA levy, no more the loan. Loan, no me. I feel I best start to see it as a loan. You best start to after 2025 week. Meanwhile, Moji is energy sector debt no. Ma pasa ESLA loan no, and fan kohono. And today we are where we are because management. Then today, you better be sorry no. The man who all of a sudden transmogrified into a digital
a supernatural being
creating goggle
sure say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia have Google they be show we
you say
Google here from January from April 2024 to December 2024 when you say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia shy away they say one can economy one
never throughout the campaign
and although I buy not the better no say or a digital man or you say and be part of whatever because na only asembia obeka and then ya babet na say aban bi aba na say dollar na for me I wouldn't even want to be person me hammer me opposition I would rather want to urge them say adekuna omo ye no omo nkoso anye because it is going to benefit us in the long run and also me party or power me party in power see I will even wish to say in Kayati hey if say professionals and they want economic background I said you you need to contribute to her. Let's help the system.
Absolutely.
Because after all, if say or comfort chrome no see or my name bo say they are predicting say dollar any politics. Say dollar politics and kaba omo nyedi. Say kan dollar any politics and ka Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ne nsam sai na ka den bi no beka. Politics and the Kenya about to about to because we are not in an animal farm. We expect the government to be about. Obeye ema man for one tom no. Omunya iti Dr. Agya Kwabena me de manu si e wo sa dollar ni cedi hu semsem now. They make kwakosi ni say. Nsem no mu tum futuro say omo hihye bi omo digu honum ene de ekeka hu nyina. Sabi o. Se woni obat na 8 years or 2 pounds sabi ankosi hwe. Na so bi ba 1 month na so okoshe na so ba no bu ni sana says even say month bi do na say wa messing the period so sani pa kona 1 month oba bu atopa ne on e bo na ba so wo da bu na 8 years na ba tire say wo na gugu so
o say lay foundation no
lay foundation there I'm just happy baby no
but that's it ya hwe bibi ya kan nyina no ya hwe the managers of the economy
ka person ka dey
wa hu ya hwe the managers of the economy ya hwe nipa me pese e aban no na eye but ya hwe the finance minister any the governor of Bank of Ghana Dr. Johnson Esiama
yes me bra no
openi because Dr. Johnson Esiama need the obey there was press conference upon press conference omo kana semwa mane yese ne yese tafracha ono de obaba kra no Bank of Ghana kra de begu kra but under his tenure yamu se ne mesesa wa share bo se bia dollar na duro kra yese bia manfo se be hwira kosoro se na ayi ka se bia betu akoso na se tu o so mu de nya botere wa so ma so to bibia out but mama taking this opportunity na me fa enkai yewura Sampiali I quite remember say governor advisors to governor for no Dr.
Gachi,
Prof. Gachi, Professor Dr. Kwachi,
John Kwachi is one of them.
Yes, not here. Dr. Chia Henete here. And I think one person here na Piali wa. And I know more can say economic forum na omo ye no kra no. Omo mienu ye omo ye because Dr. John Kwachi wa bin pa. Dr. Chia no so bin pa. Omo invite omo. And na Ura Sampiali share bo so omo ma fro. Ampani ampa omo fro omo kwan so ampa. And then through ne some organic critical issue any say the expose omonti no Dr. John Kwachi or your advisor Emma Governor Bank of Ghana
yes
na papa ne kan say ni wa dana oba roba o say omo wonim de no omo ka omo fanya hwe omo tweleta de kwa obi anfi obi ampese obeti omo mpo na ne yeti omo a ebia ne man kakra ne masisa no enti ye hwe the people involved Dr. Johnson Esiama governor o se be yensuro no mo toto ne ma se de be ya se de no be bi e wo no se be kosoro de lalai
ebe
bafom ni ehwe finance minister ono sina na ma wotuo se de be ya sika bi ense se ko ba bi o se anse ne betua contractor ne ka no ade se me hu se aduma abe de af again why ya wi ampani ampa ase ne betua etua san hye no ene aban no so ne expenditure on say sika you know say you can bom na say to aso aya sample for me nu dey na beka form
Jamida say NRA monetary policy committee sorry ejama menkan baby kitwa bi just a paragraph or two or more press conference report ni nyamba but a press conference no. Provisional current account has a surplus of US dollars 2.1 billion in the first quarter of 2025 and an overall balance payment surplus of US dollars 1.1 billion. It goes on to say gross international reserve stands at US dollars 10.7 billion in April 2025, equivalent to 4.7 months of import cover and services. Eja de intina we hu here because a better seed no baby the entire and probably give you a sense of maybe in the next 1 month, 2 months, what is likely to happen. Into the same way I say, it will give you a bit of understanding, baby. I see the no. Eja, no credit say abino spending is not as before, but no new criticism. A idea was say about abino baso, right? So the fiscal policy says you sebi nya bone so, but me emphasize kanko to cathedral mana yemfasika enkoye poalugu seni amini aneka no. There are a lot of things including a lot of well-meaning MPP people criticize their DCK which is there and says I see the no amount for wha including contractors ebia adwuma no nyenwie e ban no ha onji see the ninti no they are $2. Into the demand for the dollar was a lot because na see the bebre okrom productivity and I say adwuma ankasa to match it anyhow. Inti Ekame says CD Bebre Chrome, and we know that there was a lot of printing of money as well. In CD Bebre Chrome, Obia and GCD into GCD now not their copper dollar. And so now we're chasing the dollars and no more dollar no could do baby could do yeah. I think that Mr. saying ubisa nipane di anymore. We should, of course, it's early days. Obia wa follow market for a long time. Unimsa 4 months is very, very, very early days. Okay. Because the Jamaica of say MPP's first term, the CD saw some of the most stable times in the history of the CDs. No. The first term, I have the figures. I can tell you specifically. In 2017, 10th January, when the market was trading, it was 4.219. That was 2017, 10th January, the first day of trading when they took government. When they were leaving office by the 4th of December, it was 5.714.
So it was stable, but it was increasing marginally.
Of course, I understand.
Our time, it is stable and decreasing.
So, if you look at, and I can show you figures of CD trading, maybe from ABI, because denomination, 2007. But I can go way back and give you data from maybe 1999 and tell you said the CD you curve now English because mass for because exponential, right? In CD no I can say baby and CD no form. But in this time, in that first 4 years no, although a depreciating, but it was one of the most stable depreciation. But the point I'm seeking to make in this and I think Mekane last week said CD no means is overvalued because here the make $1 a contractor for obiaye adwuma per dollar, school fees for price in dollar. Ni nyina tiamra but ye nyina having said that no on the physical side so mo be tighten ye mfasika mo bia ababra onya aba adwuma ye bibia which there is no evidence of productivity no enye dia was say we should barrage and I say they criticize the finance minister the fact say sika there's fiscal discipline no dia was say so that is actually a government policy. Okay. On the monetary side no make the monetary issues say baby I reserve you need say trade surplus. Of course, in some parts of MPP, we saw some trade surpluses. But these figures are very, very significant. That means that Sikana dollars, cocoa, and those are the two ones, at least prices ne kosoro. I can tell you say Agya, last week make an acid was around 12.7 something. To say we know it's trading around lower 11s. I think say if this strategy goes on, say I last week no, the CD's fair value should be somewhere between 8 and 9. No, we probably will get there.
Okay.
But it is early days yet. Inti abai we no man ani nko from sebi okobobo now di kan hye ba ko di kan hye mienu a wa hwe ya na wa ma wani akwaji bebre wo bo se wakwa say team bi aye modi near the 3 minutes wo say the 3 minutes a show 4 yeah the 3 minutes show 4 abo say udi mika we quarter because ususu say emre di kan udi kan hye 2 goals.
Okay.
It is in all of our interest. Say seed no be not only say back from but they be stable.
Okay.
It is a back from ne be do the fair price. Empire me bebo na ya be sha buy no ding. Say akonya omu betimi dia to obia no omu fanto. Ejade ba kwa meka within the week your law firm we spent some time looking at currency laws. Emrabe na ewo sika ho ewo. Eja be surprise you.
We're
actually publishing it next week.
Okay.
And more a better sika ho. Said we will find if you come no, it will surprise you.
Said
Which is basically the point. Okay. Even beyond physical side, no monetary side, no. Say money keke if we were enforcing the currency rules, and the stability we will get. But obia and fam running here. Obia and fam obi e per dollar
anya ya wonim de abayam ma me hye obo se sa asem a wokan na se bahu hia pa next week mama wa
me da se
mama wa ba na fe sa mra na wo ho ye hwe sa mra no Bank of Ghana for so mi so mo hwe ye na de wo ho bia ye hwe se sa mra wo ho enu omo ba enforce finance minister omo ba enforce na fe atumi a
eja me the compilation best do within the week na eja next week ya kan was but me come next no I think say ye wa baromia again make makawaha politics no
shut up
a politician I mean him say sometimes you must do certain things you must say certain things but who be here say MPP would have to regroup right MPP would have to calm down and regroup
you see but make atino unza sem no kano sa regroup ya sem no kano or make a very important point me busuafo bi omo men's world stomp ekrom see or CNPP for so many people like almost stay away from media for 2 years.
I know there no maybe not stay away. But you see particularly now the city is rallying, all public sympathies are with the government. This is even the timing is not wrong because you see for external issues you can't sustain it because dollar is beating some currencies and a lot of currencies in Togo can say why is it the world's best trading? It's not possible. And at the time the cedi was the worst trading currency in the world, there were other currencies doing better than the dollar. Yes, there are external factors. As anytime
and
there are factors there is always internal and external factors. But leadership is
to navigate your way and make it work.
Because of intimacy.
Exactly. That's
what leadership is. Taking anything away from this government would be unfortunate.
Exactly.
But again, caution to this government. It is very, very early days.
Yeah.
And no more money and no more so. No more.
I
better say
no. Near the afore. CCTV camera. Data Protection Act 2012 Act 843 states, can say, it protects your personal data. Sharing CCTV without consent is unlawful. 1992 Constitution, Article 118, Clause 2. But say guarantee the right of privacy. Or say common law, that is, you can sue for invasion of privacy or emotional distress. Intino, where they are na kama hobi kama sue omo pa no e wo ho ho na ochiano
Michia me MP. Honorable Neskumi.
Okay, yeah.
Ernest.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He's my very good friend.
Miniano.
NS Yakumi.
NS Yakumi.
Oh, okay. Mati. Kusifu nyina eti omu nyina. Na enen so ye Makati do afro Evra ene eye wawoda. Makati do afro Evra. Happy birthday to you. We free Bermuda Lounge for nyina ho.
Bermuda.
Me ni mu ho. Ode ma me no te he ya. So ko ho da na mi ni ho. Enti ene ma me fa san kwen na me fa enchia ema maako okuma ase yewura despite ma me no maako ma me anopa mi chia pa ma feel pa next week e ba be ka bi aka ho ena fantipi na man so be obi ante so anopa me ma wo ache yes so this way the American nyina ne say there be mama opinion poll ben
CMBM no Ghana ni bi anhwe chi
opinion poll ben yo mate waka mate divine kroma me dance ena omna bo vondi me dance ya so mpa me dance ena fe owiredu wo so me da wase papa ya so this way na me din chia ma me nua William Opale William Kofi Opare Tongo maybe obi am wie pemefro what you Opare former custom officer be obi and then custom officers anambo aflawo kpoglo na fe akanu nyina no be chechi amu nyina ma mu nyina achi me di Agya Kwabena na mo ye sori so akọ asida be ma special eyes and perfect man for the pump shirt ma mu se fe pa dam ho kama pa esa de skin tight no sa na ye frɛ de manante buru ye frɛ no enti ye de be sia na ya ka se the empanifo ye no mu nso mu ye no mu nye ni ye Governor Bank of Ghana Dr. Johnson Esiama wonu wa pamfo mu yere mo ho ate na finance minister mu yere mo ho ate aban mu yere mo ho ate obi bia o ye bia no won yere no ho na mo mua the sikasem tumi gina be boye nyina a driver for 50% no monte so afa aboso kanfo e dollar na abafam said the cost soro abosu ekire me ye kan wasam no se dollar na abafam so a mo ma ye feel e wo mo ho kakra esan say mumia yen pa ewie edama se ema munyina mo ne hwe na nsama ma me jena na opokwa jiman akwa babio ye bom pese yakopɔ ma na hoden na de so ye bia no abaye de aboa wo ma no adomdum yen a dasene ye be senhia kra munyina ma munyina mbo ene hwe